morning, everyone. Real quick before GeoQuester jumps in here and starts gaming for us this week, I want to talk real briefly about a game I'm going to run on Saturday, October 7th, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Time on behalf of TsunamiCon. We will be playing online. You can sign up to play if you're interested in playing. We will be playing in Fantasy Grounds and using Discord for chat. Please come join us. I will be giving away a standard license for Fantasy Grounds that day, and we will have a special guest, Ted Corey from Skull Splitter Dice. So make sure to come join us.
And once again, my apologies for the Nazi ska music that was playing. Can anyone hear me?
I hear you.
I hear you.
Excellent. All right. Yeah. Everybody's sitting in shock over the music.
I was just staring out the window at the store.
Alrighty, so anyway, welcome back, everybody. We are playing Beast Pits of Ravenna with some of our lovely Beast Pits players. It's been a little while since we've gotten to play, so why don't we go ahead and reintroduce our players. We are missing one who is currently out being a soldier of fortune. He has weekend drill this weekend, so we will be missing Maz this evening. He plays Shadar, our warlock. But let me go ahead and start with Sava. Please tell us about your character. Please tell us about yourself.
Okay, I'm Zelikar, and I will be playing Sava. She's a Goblin Ranger. Sava is kind of one of those characters with a really bad attitude, so, she's a stretch for me.
Gotcha. No, Zel doesn't ever have bad attitudes. Never. Let's go with Prime.
Hello, I'm Johan in Discord if you're in that. I'm playing Prime, a giant mechanical golem who likes to make sure people don't die. And if I disappear all of a sudden, it's because I lost power thanks to Irma. Yay!
Yep, you are down in the great belly of the beast at the moment. You are in Floridia, getting blown away. So stay safe down there, my friend. Martin.
I am Eraser in Discord, playing Martin, Pactborn Rogue, Thief Archetype. I'm not sure what else you need to know, so. Yeah.
Uncle Trolley at his best. And then last but not least is Fargrim.
Hello everyone, I'm Helicard, the Discord's resident grumpy Swede. And I'm playing the group's dwarf paladin, who's equally as grumpy. Yeah.
Awesome. Which we found out earlier that Hell is not a grumpy Swede. No, he is a gentle, feels good kind of person. All right, so which of you wants to volunteer? Yeah, no laugh track at all. Which of you wants to recap what happened last game session? Volunteer before you're voluntold.
Come on, guys.
I mean, I did it last time, so someone else has to do it.
I can try.
All right, Eraser, go for it.
From what I remember, we were wandering through the forest-turned swampy muck and ran across a bunch of ruined bridges and were ambushed by a bunch of undead. They pretty much whomped us pretty hard, so we found some place to camp for a while, and overnight we discovered a elven moon road. Having gotten a good rest in, we decided to follow the moon road down to what looked like a aqueduct or river channel that had been reinforced, and with a bridge that was out over it. We decided to climb down to the dry, or mostly dry, bed and cross when we were ambushed by a giant frog thing that ate our pet troglodyte. We managed to kill it, and we are waiting to climb up and bushwhack the grung on the far side.
Correct. So I gave you a point of inspiration for recapping last game session. You can choose one player to give another point of inspiration to. Who would you like to choose?
I'll give it to Far.
Excellent. And that brings us to the beginning of today's game. Today's game sponsored by Susie Q, who has built all of the encounters for this game session. Saba, it is your turn, my dear.
Now, if I remember correctly, we were fixing to climb up or already started up when we left?
You are fixing to.
Okay. So this round, I will be climbing up the vines and stuff to get to that layer right ahead of me.
Okie dokie. Well then, please go ahead and make me an athletics check. Susie blew a lot in order to make sure that these things happen this evening. That is my response to Martin's question in the chat.
I just hope she remembered we were not all involved in the incident.
Yes, she is, and she actually made 2 additional encounters while we were waiting for game today. So,
athletics, will it make any difference to you if I'm trying to be quiet and stealthy as I climb?
if you're okay, why don't you roll a stealth check first? And if you wish to do that, you can only move at half climb speed, so you'll only be able to move very, very slowly.
Halfway up?
Well, halfway would be typical for you, so it'd be a quarter. So I say 10 feet. You'll be able to do 10 feet if you're stealthing.
All right.
You'll be able to do half your movement otherwise.
Let's skip the stealth then.
You slowly begin to haul your goblin-y butt up that direction.
Sweet. I don't imagine I can do anything else.
You have bonus actions. I mean, if you really want to utilize those, you can.
But
let's see if the wildlings see you.
Should move the hunter's mark that I had up last time to one of these present.
And apparently the grung up the top of the bridge are currently in deep philosophical discussions amongst themselves. And Fargrim, it is your turn.
Well, I'm definitely going to keep going under the bridge. And then get to the bottom of her rope, pretty much, but that's about my movement.
Alrighty. Martin, it is your turn.
I'm going to take a move over there, and can we climb underneath the bridge?
You can climb under the bridge, yeah.
Spider Martin does whatever a Spider Martin does.
Well,
Yep,
it does,
I'm turning
too.
you sideways because I will have you climbing, and since you don't really need to do anything because you're a thief and, well, climbing is their thing. So you'll start moving your way. Are you going to use a dash action to start climbing, or are you just going to stop at the bottom of the wall and worry about it later?
Actually, I'll belay off on Prime so that if he does slip, then he's not going to make a crashing fall to the ground.
Ah, gotcha. You're going to try to hold the robot.
That way he can pull you down with him.
Yes, that'd be fun. Prime. Speaking of Prime.
So what's Martin doing? Sorry, Mom wanted me to look at the Weather Channel because, oh my God, there's a hurricane coming.
Oh my God, there's actually 2, but
Well, Jose's going to death spiral in the Atlantic and nobody cares.
Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't know that it moved out there. But anyway, so Prime, Martin is tied off to you. So that way, if you climb, he can possibly keep you from dying or, some such thing.
Gotcha. Well, since there's not much I can do down here in the bottom of the ravine, I guess I'll try to climb.
All right, make me an athletics check at disadvantage. All right, you go to put your foot on the wall, and you find that you are a little too bulky and heavy for the vines. So they just snap, and your foot comes crashing back to the ground. No,
this is not going to go well.
No climbing done at all. No falling done at all. You're fine.
Guys, I did the thing. There's not really much more for me to do right now, so go ahead, up.
I'm going to try to finish up to that platform level, if I can this round.
All right, let's have ourselves a good athletics check, and hopefully you don't fail it and fall down, go crashing on top of the dwarf.
Well, he's going to catch me. I just know it.
With his face, maybe. But no need to, as you are able to scamper up to the top of the crenellation of this wall. Do you wish to do anything else?
How high above is the next platform?
20 feet.
I would just like to move up close enough to climb it next.
Okie dokie. And we will make another check. Wow, the philosophical debate continues on whether it is better to eat your flies fried or straight up.
But these guys have no
So Saba is
idea
on
we're
her
here,
way
and we've been
up,
making
right?
all kinds of noise.
Saba has actually crested that first wall. So she's up on top of the first wall. She's still below the level of the bridge.
I'll try to join her in that. That sounds like a clever idea. At least for the moment.
Excellent. All right, you're able to get half your move up the wall.
Okay. I'll hold. How far up is it to like the actual bridge from here?
It's 30 feet to the top of this wall, and then another 20 feet from where Saba is up to the bridge. And you've gone 15 up the side of the wall so far.
Okay, so I'm not up where Saba is.
No. Nope, you're climbing. You're mid-climb right now.
Can I use my second move to do that? Or do I have to do a second athletics for that?
You'd have to do a second athletics roll. So if you want to take a dash action to try to dash up to the top, you would then need to make another roll.
Slightly
and
better.
you do so.
Marginally better, but
There. So you are on top of the crenellation at this point.
Yep.
Martin, it is your turn.
All right, I'll go, what is it, 15, 20 feet is all that he can cover in a climb action.
Yes.
I'll go about that far up and look for something to brace myself on so he can climb up behind me.
Okay. You find a little perch. The pylon that is holding the bridge up is close enough to the wall that you can kind of brace your feet against the wall and your back against the pylon, and kind of hold it right there so you can lend some aid to his roll. Prime, this time you can make an athletics check. This time without disadvantage, just straight up.
Yay.
And you do so well, and like a spider, you begin to climb up the wall.
Guys, I learned how to climb a wall.
It must be because Martin is helping you. It has to be. That's it.
It's the only explanation that I'd go from a 3 to a nat 20.
Exactly.
Where did those other 4 legs come from?
He suddenly turned into General Grievous. Starts climbing up the wall. Do you want to take a dash action to try to get to the top of the wall?
Debating if I want to push my luck.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. And you get to the top of the wall.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So you are now 20 feet below the bullywug next to you. Saba.
Yeah, I think I'm going over the wall. Right between the bullywug and the grung wildling there.
Okay. You'll have to climb up that little pillar that has the statue on it right next to the wildling number 10.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Go ahead and make your athletics check. I was wondering when they were going to start striking. All right, so you don't make any distance. However, this will give advantage to the amphibians at the top of the wall to notice you. Did make a little bit of noise.
Yeah, sure. Oomph. Of course
Oh.
I did. Okay.
With that roll, you probably tore off a nail, is what you did.
Oh, God, that hurts. So, can I use my dash action to try again?
Sure. Why not? Ah, you do well. So you are right below the lip of the edge. You're like 5 feet below.
Okay.
All right. So the grung wildling has advantage on this roll. And still notices Jack Pornata. I should just start using the passive. Their passive is higher than them rolling. Fargrim. You see the bloody handprint of Sava as her torn nail is laying on the ground. A little bit of meat connected to it.
Oh.
Ow.
Yeah, it's making my finger itch a little bit too, just describing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to climb up. Do I see anyone else climbing up towards the wall or bridge? I mean,
Towards the bridge. At the moment, you see that Martin has braced himself to help Prime, and Martin looks like he's going to be absolutely fine getting up by himself. And Saba has begun climbing the pillar closest to the wildling number 10 to start getting up next to him, and she is within 5 feet of the wildling. So we'll see what she does her next turn. And
I'm just standing there like a dumbfounded giant metal robot.
Yes, and then there's a big dumbfounded giant metal robot standing on top of the crenellation over on the other side of you.
I'll do the same to Bullywug number 5 as Saba's doing.
All right, so you kind of do a little half leap to kind of get out there to that little pillar that's up there.
What the fuck?
And fall on the other side.
It wasn't
And
a one.
like a pancake, you cling to that wall. You're like, haha, I got it. And
I
you
mean, I'm
start
stuck to it.
you start going, yeah, you're stuck to it. Not in exactly
That
the place
mental
that you were
image
talking
was-
about. But you did get up a little bit. So you're about 5 feet or so from the top as well. So you're in a decent position, but your heart's racing a little bit.
I'm guessing can I hold my attack if they notice me or us or whatever?
You
If I'm
can,
within 5 feet.
you know what? I will allow you to hold your attack and hold your action. That if you wish to utilize it, you can. If they start moving, I'm fine with that.
Okay. It's just a fucking mental image I have fucking pancaking against the
But
fucking
there may
wall.
be consequences. Yep.
It's
you're
not that they're moving, it's that
so right,
they're
Eraser.
attacking us. That's
Exactly.
not true.
All right, so Martin, you are bracing yourself under the bridge. You've watched Prime get to the top, and you, sir, are going to do what?
I'll go ahead and complete my climb around over to there. And you said it's 20 feet to the top.
Yes, sir, it is.
I will climb up just under the edge and do the same again. Look for some place to brace up and help Mr. Roboto up.
Okay, well, there's not really much to brace this time around. There's no place to put your feet and your back to really get nice, good, solid spots. So this time, it's going to be you holding onto the wall while Prime pulls at you on his way up.
You want an athletics check or?
No, not until he starts moving. If he fails this next check, then I'll have you do an athletics check to see if you're torn off the wall.
Okay, so from this like little pathway under the bridge to where the groans are, you said that's 20 feet, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what if I do silence like 3 feet down on the wall, because it's a 20-foot sphere, which means that when it hit them, so they don't know it's quiet, but all the noises that we might be making as we sometimes fail rolls, they wouldn't hear because the noise can't escape the silent circle.
That is true. That is true. And if you wish to do that, I have no issues. Just keep in mind that they are, the 4 of them, having a conversation.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, because it's a 20-foot sphere. I'm going to do it where it's like 2 feet down the wall that we climbed up, the 30-foot wall, so it doesn't actually reach the 20 feet up to where they are. The sphere ends just below them,
gotcha.
so it's not affecting them.
Gotcha. All right, I can say yes on that one.
Sweet.
Wow.
So to be there, but like a couple feet down, so that way it kind of like doesn't reach them, but it silences us. So if we fall and fail, the noise doesn't travel up to the groans and boilogs, so they don't get extra hearing abilities.
Gotcha. Alrighty, so you now have done that. That is your action.
Can I still try to climb, or?
Oh, yes.
Movement.
Yes, go ahead. You go ahead and try to climb. It is part of your movement to climb, so.
I'm just deciding if I'm going to climb where I'd like to try to.
Are you going to jump like Fargrim did and try to reach out and grab that pillar closest to you? Or are you going to move over by Mark and try to climb there?
I think
Do
I'm
it.
going to try to go
Do it.
behind Wildling Ones. Like there, and then try to climb from there.
Fine. Go ahead and make your athletics check straight up.
Awesome.
Just kind of hoping that you were going to jump out into space.
I have a giant metal, very heavy robot. I would probably end up just falling and missing.
You'd be a lawn dart.
Yes.
And from there, I will pass the turn to Saba.
Okay, so Prime is now climbing up one side of the pillar. Martin's on the other side of the pillar. Saba, you're 5 feet from the top. Fargrim has YOLO'd and jumped off and is gripping the far pillar away from you and is a few feet from the top. What do you want to do?
YOLO up and over the rail, right onto Growing Wildling 10, please.
Excellent. And make me one final athletics check to see if you make it up over the edge with no issues. Shouldn't be difficult. I just cursed you by saying that. Damn it.
Whatever.
Oh, listen to her. Whatever. Not like her dice aren't like the worst things on the planet normally.
They are, but I've got a new color today.
Okay, so you go ahead and place yourself on the map where you would like to have climbed up.
Well, I would like to say I was going over the wall, like directly onto Wildling 10, but my token shouldn't sit there, so I'm going to put it to the north of him. Because you know what happens when you stack tokens.
Yes, you have token orgies.
Or something like that.
Or something like that. So basically you're actually behind / on him kind of thing?
Yeah, I would have wanted to come off
Like
that
there?
rail directly down on top of him. Yep.
Alright, so that's where I'll put you for right now, because if you go up there, I'll forget and I'll get you flanked or something weird and stupid.
Fair enough. So I still have action, so I'm going to hit him with a hand axe. Hope he notices me now.
Hey, like me now, bitch!
Let me try that again with him targeted.
Yeah, why don't you target him? That's always a good, helpful thing to do. You hit him. So you pop up over the side and supplies, whack, right in the back of his bulbous head.
And, you know, one shot is not enough, so I'm going to take a second.
The world is not enough. Nice.
And I think I'm kind of out of stuff now.
Well, you could always utilize your bonus action to attack with an offhand weapon.
I could. Probably better use my bonus action with Nimble Escape to back up now.
Well, if you wish to use Nimble Escape, you can and finish moving your movement. So I'll put it back on you, and you can go ahead and move wherever you would like.
Well, we'll just go this way. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na. See if I can draw their
Neener,
attention
neener,
away
neener.
from my friends.
Well, yes, you do indeed have full, they are aware of you.
Uh-huh.
There was no sneaking up on them there. So this guy looks at you, points, and says something in some sort of weird croakety language. And around you, you see that the plants begin to grow and move.
Okay, I can deal with this.
And then he moves this way with one big giant leap. This guy looks at you, waves his hands in your general direction, then he takes a big leap backwards over behind his buddy. This guy moves towards you. Fargrim, you're kind of sort of in your threatened range. Do you wish to take an opportunity attack?
I mean, I would like to try to grab him with the chain.
You can if you wish. Is that what you'd like to do?
I'd fall off if I did that, wouldn't I?
You can if you wish. Would you like to try to do that?
No, I'm not gonna gamble that hard.
I have been too devious to my players over the years because obviously I'm terrifying all of you to the point where you won't do stuff anymore. Damn it.
Oh, I got other plans.
Hey,
Don't worry.
I just YOLO'd over the wall.
You did just YOLO over the wall.
And I jumped out over the wall.
That's true. There's my first critical hit for the evening.
Oh, this is not going to feel good.
I mean, I know that my rolls tend to be terrible, so that's why I didn't YOLO out over open space.
So he stabs you, he takes his spear two-handed, and he drives it into your body. Thankfully, you're able to resist a portion of it. And then he tries to bite you. But because he hit you so hard with his spear, it actually drove you backwards out of the range of his bite.
Bro, I'm gonna get up and onto the bridge.
Athletics.
Oh yeah, all right. Shit.
Fail by more than 5.
There we go.
Aw, he doesn't.
That was
I'm
quite
gonna
a
pull out my
taunt.
greatsword and go right there.
Fine.
Nice.
Yeah, it's only a 30-foot fall. It's only 3d6. Actually, no, that was a 50-foot fall right there. So it'd be 5d6.
I'm gonna grin and swing my nice sword.
Ooh, and you hit. Blah! You cleave that frog in two.
And then does he look as poisonous as the yellow warriors we faced before?
They look not fun to play with. I mean, if you go ahead and try to grapple with them and stuff, you'll probably get some poison on you. But they're not nearly as bad as what the other ones were. Aha! It'd be helpful if you targeted.
Damn it.
Shit.
That was a good shit.
Hey.
That was a good hit.
Yes.
I'll take that.
Oh.
Damn it.
And fuck it. And I'm gonna put one level of 1 divine smite on it.
All right.
Do it, do it, do it.
This is gonna hurt.
He's dead.
Yes, like a frog in the microwave, you make him blow up.
Oh, gross.
How much feet do I have left? I have like 5 feet left, right?
Yeah, you got about 5 feet left.
I'll take a 5 foot slip right there. I have my turn staring at number 18.
All right, so number 18 is going to do his thing. Now, I need a strength check out of Fargrim.
Okay. Strength check or say?
Check. We're looking to beat a 17. Ooh. Ty always goes to the defender as the bullywug charges you with a leap.
Okay.
And he tries to shoulder you, and honestly, he almost knocks you clean on your ass.
But doesn't.
He has not been skipping leg day.
Yes. So the two of you are like, whoa,
Whoa.
that was kind of fun. And you just
Momentarily.
stop and stare at each other. Yeah,
Bro,
because
you
he was
lit.
rushing your
Bro,
ass.
what's your bench? Bro, I bet I bench more.
Yes, we're having a bro moment.
That's awesome.
Martin.
I will go ahead and get up the wall and move behind the goblin or the grung threatening Sava.
Okay.
Step carefully.
Still tied to the tin can.
And let's go stabby on him.
Yeah.
Stabby, stabby. Stabbity, stabbity, stabby.
Advantage, all that fun stuff.
Yes. And don't forget your attunement bonus that you have.
Is it going to figure in automatically, or?
Nope, I did not add it to your character sheet. I didn't code it. I just gave you the item so you could code it.
Hey, Eraser, how long is your rope?
About 20 feet.
Okay.
That's a personal question, isn't it?
That's terrible.
That, sir, is a hit. That, sir, is a dead bullywug.
Surprise!
Supplies! As you skewer the frog.
Use my bonus action to move over and threaten the other frog.
Nice.
Awesome. Prime. Now, the interesting part is the rope keeps moving around on you up there, but you're stable for the moment. If you want to come up over the lip, you're welcome to, but you need to make an athletics check.
Come on, Prime. It's nice up here. Oh, shit.
Yes!
And
see
you
Martin. Yoink!
Oh, shit.
Yeah! Martin, make me a strength check.
Oh,
Holy shit.
He's got this. So, okay. Prime doesn't hit the ground, but he does swing like a pendulum, slams into the pillar that is next to him, just to the north of him, bounces off it, and kind of dangles there, about 10 feet off the ground.
Whee!
That's awesome.
Basically, yeah. What would you like to do now, sir?
I guess I can maybe try climbing again?
Oh, please do. During your dash, go ahead and make me. This time you're doing it at disadvantage because you have nothing except the rope.
Well, isn't it,
Shit.
can I, is the rope too tight for me to untie myself from it, or?
You could try to untie it, or you could just cut it.
Why? But why?
You said I'm dangling like 10 feet off the ground?
Yes, 10 feet above the the crenellation at the top of the 30-foot drop.
Can I try to swing inward, and as I'm swinging, cut the rope and have the momentum throw me inward more?
Ooh, that sounds wonderful. Okay, so you're going to want to cut it so you land and take as little damage as possible. Why don't we go ahead and we will do an acrobatics check.
In that case, I'm just going to cut it and fall where I am.
Okay. So you will cut it. You will fall 10 feet and take a d6 damage. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Take it.
All right. You take 4 points.
Because my acrobatics is at a -1, and I don't really feel like potentially dragging Martin off the thing and throwing him down a cliff.
Actually, I was going to see which way you went on the pendulum swing. If you swung to the south and landed on top of the wall, or if you swung north and went out over nothingness.
Shit.
we would hear that cartoon laugh when I fall off the cliff, but we would
just a wily coyote moment. I come swinging out and just pause, look around, look down, hold up the sign. Well, this didn't work. Whew!
That
Basically.
was Mark thinking jackass.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
So, Martin, you suddenly feel slack in the rope
Wow.
as Prime has cut it. You take half a stumble step, but you're fine. You're nothing big. Prime, you have landed prone on the top of the wall. Your right arm is flailed over the side. Your left arm is touching the stone to the south of you. So, what would you like to do?
Am I able to, roll onto the wall and then try to stand up?
Yes, you can. So that we will say that as the continuation of your dash is to roll over, 5 feet to the south of you and right yourself.
Okay, get up
Okay.
here.
And then
Hand.
I will be done.
Sava.
Well, let's see. I'm gonna have to run in there, I think.
Alrighty.
And I guess I can get there.
Excellent.
Bonus action to move Hunter's Mark.
Uh-huh. This poor bullywug's about ready to get his day wrecked.
Not too badly by me.
No, not yet. That is a hit, though. That is a dead bullywug.
Jesus Christ.
Sweet.
She buries her axe in its face.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the plant life has grown.
Like, what is it?
The plants are growing. They're getting big and wiggly.
Do they look like weird Japanese culture things?
Big and wiggly.
There are no penis bushes attacking you. So, no, they're not kudzu, nor are they any weird Japanese penis monsters.
But there are vines.
But there are vines. So, I guess, technically.
Like, do these appear to come from a specific point? Or is it just, like, is there something causing it to grow? Or is it just everything?
A nature check would be appropriate here.
Yeah.
Do it, do it, do it.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I don't particularly like plants.
Basically, anything that is within that blue circle that is a plant on the map, double its size that you can see.
Oh, great. So the bridge ain't affected.
The bridge itself is not affected, but the vines that are on the bridge are. They are quickly growing up over the sides, and like you can actually see them grow to the point where it looks like snakes moving across the ground.
Money.
Okay.
Lose prime.
Holy shit, it's Max.
Mazrim joined.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
I'm gonna throw down the rope to our big friend and wait for him to climb. As soon as he starts to climb, I will help pull him up.
Excellent. Martin, sir.
Well, Prime just did, or not Prime, Far just did what I was going to do, so instead I'm going to look, the bullywugs don't really have anything on them, do they?
No, they
Or
don't.
the grung, rather. All right.
Grung, the bullywugs had nothing really on them. They had some pretty crude spears. The grung, the spellcaster guys, they actually have some unusual stuff.
Do they?
I guess it's going to appear in the party sheet in a second.
Nope. They have weird fetishes. And I don't mean that they have a weird fetish to do something. I mean fetish as in some sort of spellcasty styled item that skulls and feathers and rocks and twigs and stuff that are kind of stuck together.
All right, well, I'm going to first take care of the bodies of the bullywugs by pitching over the side down into the dry bed and let nature take care of that. And then if I have any leftover action, take a look at the fetishes and see if I can figure out maybe anything weird going on with them.
Okay. Well, of the two fetishes you find, just adjusting things now that Maz is on the table. Of the two fetishes you find, one of them appears that instead of sticks, it's actually made from mud-encrusted silver.
Well, you know what I'm going to do next. Prestidigitation.
That's awesome.
Presto!
Presto Plino.
And what you find is a silver holy symbol, which I will put in the party sheet.
Sweet.
As soon as I find it.
Quick question. Where are we and what do I need to open to get where we are?
I will share it with you in just a moment, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to guess I've noticed the plants doubling in size rapidly at this point.
Yes, you have. You have noticed that.
And I'm going to guess it's not a natural phenomenon.
Nope.
And apparently not a constant.
I'm going to take a shot and do Dispel Magic on all of to make the double-sized plants go away.
Nice.
Alrighty, please go ahead and roll your... Did I actually put that on your character sheet?
What?
The Dispel Magic button.
No. But it's any spell of 3rd level or lower, ends 4th or higher. It's DC 10 plus the spell's level.
Right, I know. So go ahead and make your check.
Okay, which do I have to click for the check?
You are a wisdom caster, so it'd be based on your wisdom plus your proficiency bonus plus a d20.
Okay, so do basically do a wisdom check, or
Basically do a proficient wisdom check.
okay. How do I get the +3 added onto it? Sorry.
You can type that in the modifier pane down in the lower left-hand corner. And yes, Eraser, I see that. And silence is silence is not concentration, is it?
Yes, it is. 10 minutes.
Okay, so in that case, then, do you wish to let the silence down before you do this?
Yeah, because I just had it says we were climbing. We didn't make noise to pull people ahead. So what do I have to do the wisdom? Sorry.
Make a wisdom check, +3. So
Okay,
whatever your wisdom check is, +3. We'll just add 3 to it.
Okay.
Alright, so whatever seems to be making the plants grow appears to have been dispelled.
Guys, I did the thing again.
Good. Now get up here.
Yes.
I'm going to. And now we try to move.
I'm
Nope.
holding the rope, so I don't know if he has advantage or not.
Well, his advantage is him rolling straight versus him not rolling disadvantage. Alright, so you go to try to climb and you can't.
We'll be here a while, guys. I'm sorry.
Alright, meanwhile, let me put Shadar and his Raven on things. And change the size of his Raven down to something a little smaller. Okay, so Shadar, what has happened is the players have discovered a bridge. They went along a elven moon road and found this bridge, which is being guarded by bullywugs and grung. They were able to go from one side to this side and destroy. They literally just killed the last of the bullywugs and grung, and they are continuing south, going towards the crypt of the enchantress that seems to have some power over the area.
Seems like I just got here in the nick of time.
Yes. Yes, you have.
When in doubt, just bring up Martin's notes.
Yes. When in doubt, yes, bring up the notes that Martin has written.
Yep, already read them.
Did I put any for last weekend? Yeah, I guess I did.
All right, so I have no clue as far as pertaining to this thing exactly what's going on, so I'll just follow along until I know what I'm doing.
Well, right now, we're struggling to try to get me up onto that bridge.
Yes, and we are at the end of the round, which means I'll clear the initiative since there's no other attackers, and we can go ahead and just try to get Prime out of the hole.
Come on, you hunk of metal.
So what we'll do is, if a number of people are going to try to help Prime up, you'll end up needing to move down towards the southern portion of the bridge so he has a place to brace his feet and etc., etc. And I will allow Prime to make one athletics check at advantage. If not, then you guys are going to have to find something entirely different, because if he fails this, that means that he breaks whatever he's holding. Whether it be rope or chain whip or what have you.
Oh, I think at this point I'd definitely come to help, tiny as I am, but why not?
Well, I actually have a pretty easy solution, I imagine. How high is the thing?
20 feet from where Prime is to the top of the bridge where everybody else is standing.
Perfect. I will use my robe of useful items and pull off a 24-foot ladder.
Whoa! There we go. So there's the ladder. No need to roll. You just climb a ladder.
Damn it, where were
Where
we
are
last
you going to
week?
stick it later?
Hey guys, I made the climb.
Woohoo!
Hooray!
Boy, I'm glad you showed up when you did.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Most useful thing
pretty
to get.
useful robe, huh?
That was awesomely useful. Alright, just making sure I got everybody's stuff all marked in there. Alrighty, so we are set and ready to continue moving forward. So, the path is open before you. As you can see that there is a large number of plants that have overgrown, but are now stopped growing. So that was good use of a Dispel magic.
I have moments.
I would probably proceed to scout ahead then,
Sounds like a good
since
idea.
this was the way we were going, right?
Yep.
Yes. And then off into the wee hours of the morning light you continue.
Oh, we pay our respects to Nobler, the non-immortal. That's
Yes, Nobbler, the partially digested.
Oh, sounds
Poor
like I missed something
Nobbler.
interesting.
Nobbler got etted by a big giant frog. I will actually find said frog and I will show it to you.
A blunder.
That's strange. I thought troglodytes were inedible.
Not to that thing.
That thing was huge.
Oh, and Maz, if you haven't gotten the forewarning about it, all of these things that are happening are as a result of myself and Eraser screwing with the Legacy game a couple weeks ago.
Well, actually, that wasn't me. I was screwing with people in
There was
Rob's
somebody
game.
else. There was somebody else in here who screwed with the Legacy when I did, and that's why Susie's taking her revenge.
Oh, okay. So this is like a random encounter.
Yes,
Oh, one
this is
of many.
a partially random encounter.
Lovely. No, I totally support screwing with anybody else. I have no problem. It makes our game interesting.
Just think of it as free experience.
Except when it's not. Alrighty, so Salva, you are out in front. Please make me a survival check. I don't know. I don't think many of you guys really enjoyed the
That is
enjoyed
the
the tar
worst.
pit encounter last time.
I mean, that went surprisingly well, to be honest.
And you even got treasure. So, all right. So as you're traveling south along, what's left of the road, first thing you notice is the fact that it's really very swampy. Then it kind of dries out suddenly as you crest a little bit of a hill. And for the next mile or so, your feet are dry. It's sunny out. There's not a lot of vegetation around, so the sun does get down to you and does dry you out. I mean, your clothes are now mud caked and dirt and everything else, but you're actually getting a little dry. Does anybody want to take a short rest or do anything?
I'm pretty refreshed.
Gee, I wonder why.
I mean, I'm fine. I only took a little bit of damage when I fell and smashed into a cistern, so.
Alrighty. So you will continue heading south along a path at this point, because it's no longer a road. Now it's just a little dirt path. And Saba, now I would like you to please roll me another survival check.
Let's see if I can roll this one better.
Ooh, you do. Okay, so.
Guess we're done with this map.
Give me a moment while I adjust people. One moment, please. Do, 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 do.
Ooh.
Holy crap.
Is a bigger map.
Holy shit.
Holy shoot.
So you have come to a river crossing. The river is not terribly deep here. You can see that there are some ruins on a little island in the middle of the river. But other than that, it seems relatively simple to cross.
Too simple.
Doesn't seem like the corruption that has tainted the rest of the forest has reached this far yet.
Does the road go like across the river then? The moon.
Well, the path kind of spills out directly north of where you are, and you can see that there is a nice gentle slope going down to the river due south of you, where there's a little bit of an escarpment to the east and west.
What can we see of the ruins from where we're at?
You can see that it was probably a one-story building at some time. It just looks old. There's a couple of trees sticking up out of the ruins. Other than that, not really much of anything else. It's got, some portions of the wall that are remaining, like specifically like the corners, are actually probably at the height that they were when it was originally built, so around 10 foot tall. Whereas the individual ruins and the edges of some of those walls go down to about your knee height. So, for the most part, looks like cobblestone.
And along the bank to the, I don't know which direction we're heading, but the sides of the river, is it clear? Like we're forest behind us, and what's on the other side?
Yep, there's forest directly behind you, and then to the east and west of where you currently are, you can see that it's a pretty clear open space, probably another 100 yards in either direction, before the forest comes right to the edge of the escarpment, which gets deeper and deeper and deeper. So this would be the easiest place to cross without climbing.
Would you like to scout that out, Saba?
Yeah, I will move up. I want to, see if I can tell how deep the water is and that sort of stuff.
Well, if you're gonna sneak up, I'll give you guidance if you want.
No, I wasn't going to sneak, just...
Okay.
Alright, so Saba just trots on down to the water's edge. Now, the first thing you notice about the water is the water is clean and clear and nice. It smells good. It's not like the stagnant, strange pools of water you guys have been coming across for the last 2 days, 3 days, where it's all
different.
very disgusting, mucky, gross kind of water bubbling up from the bowels of the earth. This is clean, natural, fresh water. It's also not terribly deep. For Saba and for Fargrim, it may be a little deep. But for the other humans and taller things in the party, not so.
I like the other humans and taller things.
You can see that there are ripples in the water for hidden rocks and shit underneath the water. The pace of the water is a little quick. For example, Prime is heavy enough he could probably walk out in this water and not have too much of an issue of being swept downstream. But Saba being so short and so light, she will definitely have to have hold of something in order to make it too far. Fargrim may be dense enough that he might be able to walk without too much of an issue. Even Shadar and Martin, the two of them, could even be relatively safe.
Is it flowing from left to right then?
From east to west.
Okay.
It's flowing that way.
So I mean it in a nice way, but Saba, how much do you weigh? I'm trying to find out if I can carry you across the river.
About 50 pounds.
If you would like, you can hop on my back and I can carry you across the river.
I will scamper right up onto your back.
Could I have the bird do some scouting? Does it notice anything unusual across the river?
Okay, so you concentrate for a moment at what possibly the raven could be seeing. And it lands in that tree over there, and I will whisper you a little something.
Which island would you like to travel towards, Saba? The one with the building, the middle one, or the far right one?
I think we probably need to know a little more about what's going on in that building or was going on in that building over there. Probably that one.
Alrighty then.
Hey guys, hold up. I'll yell that out.
What's up?
I want to get
Ears
a better
back.
look at those in the building, if I can.
Say that again? Sorry.
Do I recognize what that is?
No, not from their current position, no. You do see that they have the heads, tails, long bodies, etc. That's all you can currently see, because they're laying down at the moment.
The bird scouted out a little better.
Okay. He's gonna land into the bush over there on the side.
Yeah, he's just gonna try to get a better look. I'm having trouble picturing where they are in my head exactly.
Okay. So he continues looking around and poking his head around, and you can see that what you first thought were claws, like giant crocodiles or some such thing, they're not. They're actually hands and feet, like humanoid hands and feet.
All right, well, I will let the party know. There are some kind of strange reptilian creatures in the ruins.
So do you think we should go to the other islands then? Avoid the ruins?
Do I notice weapons or anything like clothing or armor or anything that makes me think these are some kind of like reptilian humanoids?
You can make a perception check. You can actually kind of study them a little bit better through the Raven's eyes at this point.
All right, me or the Raven making the check.
Technically, it's the Raven. No, the Raven does not notice.
All right. I have no clue, guys. There's something in there.
Well, I'm going to say at least we have to get across at some point, so I'm going to head to this middle island with, Sava on my back so we can get across the river at least to this midway point, and then we can go from there.
Alrighty.
Could I then, as he tells me there's stones, could I do a divine sense? See if there's any undead within 60 feet of me.
Sure. Alright, so as you're doing your divine sense and other people are running around the beach, let me tell you, Prime, before you step in the water, you see how that has like a dark brown around the edge of the island? There's a number of those other spots around.
Is that like I can't climb up there?
That's a cliff face or an escarpment, actually, that would be very difficult. Whereas the sandy beach style of things, like
Yeah, see,
Yep.
Yeah, like over in that middle island, like on like that eastern little section, is that little piece of sandy thing looks like? Okay.
Yep, that is a nice gentle slope that you'd be able to walk up.
In that case, we'll go to there.
All right. So as you step into the water, you have Sava on your shoulders. So I'll put her token up here on your shoulder. Fargrim, you do your sense, and you sense no evil, you sense no undead whatsoever anywhere nearby you. And I want initiative now.
Great.
The triggering condition has happened.
Stepping into the water.
As you do that kind of stuff, you step into the water, and suddenly bursting from the water in front of you, you can see...
Oh, man.
I do not approve.
You don't approve? 4 lizard men in the water?
Do I recognize these as the creatures I see in the room?
Yes.
Presumably it's Prime's intention to carry on through the water, and I'm still on his back. Do I think I can shoot arrows off of his back?
Well, considering he is not your typical everyday mount, I would say you'll be shooting at disadvantage.
All right, I'll take that. It's been a while, so I assume I'll have to cast a hunter's mark.
Yes, I actually just took it off you.
And I believe I will be aiming for Lizard Folk 18.
Excellent. Keep in mind, this is your first round of combat, so therefore you do have your special ability.
Indeed. I'll be taking 3 shots if I need to.
Well, there's 4 of them. I don't think you're going to kill all 4 with 3 shots.
I don't think I'm going to kill more than one of them, actually, at disadvantage. But, I'm going to try.
There's a hit.
Oh, they don't have very tough skin, then.
No, they don't. They leap up out of the water like, ha-ha! And you're like, ha-ha! Thunk. Ouch! You hit him good.
failed the disadvantage on that, but it's a miss, so
It's
I
a
assume
miss,
the other
yeah.
one would be too.
Well, why don't you roll it one more time? Because if you roll a 1, we could do something really funky with it. I mean, you are riding another PC. Aww.
Okay, so
All
that
right,
was a
so
miss.
roll your last one. That was just a miss. No ricocheting it off the back of the cleric's head. And that was also a miss.
All right. Yeah, I'm not moving, so let's carry on.
Shadar, sir.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of having these two guys right in front of me, so I'm going to go ahead and cast Darkness on myself.
Darkness.
Right there.
And you have Fiend Sight, don't you? So you're able to see in the darkness?
Yep, I see my own darkness.
Awesome. So they are technically blinded. Number 11 and number 23 are going to be technically blinded.
And then I will move to there.
Very good.
Very good.
Alrighty, so this guy decides to wade forward. He has no compunctions about walking through the water. It's easy for him. In one hand, he has a big, heavy club. In the other hand, he has this weird turtle shell that has bits and pieces and spikes and stuff glued and punctured through it. And he wanders right up to Fargrim. First, he's going to swing his club at you. Misses.
Like
And
a
then he
shield.
tries to... Yep, and then he tries to backhand you with his shield. Also misses. Martin, your turn.
Get him, Martin.
All right, I'm going to go behind the one. Just went after Fargrim.
Okay.
And let's pokey it. And I will secondary attack with a dagger, I guess.
Well, don't forget, since you are, opposite, you do have flanking. So don't forget you have the rapier at advantage.
Oh, so I just roll it again.
Yep. There you go. You hit him.
Yeah.
Great Scott.
Wow.
And I will just end my turn.
Excellent. Fargrim.
I'll return the favor by trying to bash him with my shield.
Excellent. You do have flanking.
Oh, yeah, shit. That's still a miss.
Any way you go at it, that was a
I'm gonna
miss.
try
So the
again.
two of you just wave at each other with your shields, like you're fanning each other off.
That's better.
So you try for a second time, and this time you come around like a haymaker. That's what the first one was. You're winding up.
Yes. Right in the jaw, just cracking it in the middle.
Excellent. You pick up his body and kind of toss it over to the side a little bit with the force of the blow. Do you want the shield? Okay.
Well,
I'm not going to argue with you if you want the shield. By all means, you can take his shield. It's just a, turtle shell for the most part.
no. Cannot dual wield the shields.
Yes, actually, you can dual wield shields. However, you only get the shield bonus out of one of them.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. I will make the spiked shield for you in a few moments.
Just that sigh of, God damn it.
Gotta stop giving these people stuff.
I assume that the water is difficult terrain.
Yes.
I would taking a little bit only get there. Or possibly there.
That works.
And that's my turn. But where's the speck of random dark? Oh, right over there.
Give me a moment while I put the shield into this, that, and the other thing.
Does that mean I get my dueling? No, that was one weapons, but
Alright, now Shadar, you can see in your darkness. Now, the lizard folk comes up out of the water and swings at where you were. And he's swinging just futilely in that direction with a club and with his shield.
How loud is the river?
It's pretty loud. It's loud enough that he can definitely not hear you just walking along the sandy beach.
All right, that's good for me. Hopefully his buddy does the same thing.
And indeed, his buddy does come over and do the same thing. And swings wildly. Prime, it is now your turn, sir.
The little cliff thing, is it like how high up out of the water does it go?
It's about 10 feet.
About 10 feet? Okay.
And you're a great climber.
You are. You're like a goat.
And I'm the best, I know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently place Sava down on the beach behind me so she can actually be on solid ground and not be at disadvantage on her attacks.
Sweet.
And then I'm going to move up to that lizard folk. And do I still have my attack, or does putting Sava down count as my action?
No, I'll say that as part of your move.
Okay. So put Sava down, move to there, and then I'm going to try to smack a lizard with a mace. Nope.
Right. Alright, Fargrim, in the party sheet is the spiked turtle shield.
thank you.
Alright, so it is his turn. He is going to attempt to spike shield the big giant robot that just came up on him. Hits. Deals damn good amount of damage. And then he's going to club Fargrim. And misses. Which brings us to the Raven, who is currently sitting. Actually, I should probably put him on Shadar's. Alright, now it's Sava's turn.
Yeah, I'll have a go there at Lizard Folk 18.
Excellent. And Sava, can you please roll me a perception check after you're done shooting?
Oh, whoops, sorry about that.
There's a miss.
That's awesome.
Ha ha ha. Yeah, getting all snarky with me, like, oh, look, I can do this.
Before I take my second shot, or do you?
If you want to take your second shot first, you can do that, or you can take your perception first. I don't care which.
Still gonna take the second shot.
Okay. That is a hit.
Yeah.
Blech.
Going down.
Okay. Now, what you notice is the water is rippling. Right over there. Not like, hey, look, there's rocks under the water and that is causing a ripple. It was not rippling there a moment ago.
Land shark.
Guys, get out of the water. Quick.
Am I that mean to put lizard folk in the water and then turn around and put a belay or something in there as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh. I'd like to
Well, then
move
you're
over
in
this
luck
way.
because it's Susie who made it.
Does the Raven notice anything with those creatures in the ruins? Have they noticed the combat?
No, does not notice anything there.
It's gonna hold its action to caw loudly to draw everybody's attention if they start coming out.
Alrighty.
Me, on the other hand, I'm gonna use minor illusion and make it sound like my voice is right in between those two lizard people. And I'm gonna say, "Ha, you missed."
Excellent. So you're basically trying to confuse the shit out of them, so they just keep fighting.
Hopefully
Yeah,
it's
I'm hoping
working.
they attack each other, thinking I'm right in the middle.
We shall see what we shall see on that.
Am I quiet, or can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, but I had to bump up your volume a little bit.
Yeah, I bumped your.
I can hear you just fine.
I did the volume too bit.
All right, I'll adjust it later. All right. Other than that, I'm just gonna be nice and quiet right here.
Excellent. Alrighty, so Martin, you will see surfacing over to the east of you. You see one surface as it advances on Prime and attacks him. Tries to slap him with a club and misses, and then tries to hit him with a shield and misses. So now it's Martin's turn.
All right. And how deep is the water through here?
For you, it is about waist deep. It's difficult to move through, but it's not so difficult that you're going to get swept away. So you're fine as far as that goes. It's just difficult terrain. Bargrim, on the other hand, he might need to start making some checks here in this next round.
Hey, I got paddles, okay?
You got two big water stopping devices in your hands. A turtle shell and your shield. And yourself.
They sound like flotation devices
Oh,
to me.
I will go ahead and move there, and since it's difficult terrain, that actually moves into my bonus action, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take a poke at Lizard Man.
Awesome. Ooh, and you hit.
And that should actually be another point on that for the enchantment.
Okay, so it'll be 11 points.
Yeah.
Cool. Added.
I'm gonna get out of the water as was suggested.
Alright, yeah, so start wading through the water. It was getting pretty deep. It was like, chin deep for you.
Yeah. And I'll chuck a javelin at the bastion.
See, this is why you're an airship pirate instead of a water
Yeah.
pirate, because you don't like water.
Fuck water, it gets my beard wet.
Awesome.
Yep, that's my tune.
Alrighty. So, inside the darkness, these two continue swinging at nothingness. But after the second one swings, a number of things happen. Okay, so first things first. The raven starts cawing crazily as a number of creatures stand up inside the ruins. And then another one pops up out of the water as well and starts heading towards Prime. Tries to smash him with a club and hits. Then tries to shield bash him. It misses. Prime, it's now your turn. Maz, just to let you know, your Raven can see the fact that there are two of these lizard folk that the other two are listening to, and they're pointing at each other, they're pointing out at you, and they're speaking amongst themselves.
Can I hear that through the bird, or the bird just knows that?
The bird, well, you can see through the bird and hear through the bird, I should say, that it can see their mouths moving and it can hear sounds, but without you concentrating directly on it, which would have to be on your turn, it won't be able to tell you much of anything else.
Okay.
So, Prime, it is your turn.
Yeah, just deciding what I wanted to. Since I feel like there's going to be a bunch that are going to be coming, I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
I think this is a good place for it.
Awesome.
And then, obviously, my friends, Martin, Farber himself, Shadar and his Raven, aren't going to be affected by it.
Okay. Actually, you will not be able to choose the Raven.
Okay. So then...
You intrinsically understand this as part of your spell casting, that you cannot exclude the Raven.
Okay.
Which should be sending off a bell or a whistle in your head.
Just a small one. But yes, I'll do that, and then I will stay here, because if I move, they're going to get an opportunity attack anyway, and I don't have anything else to do, so...
Gotcha. Alright, and by the way, that is at the end of or beginning of their turn?
When they walk into it, or if they start a turn in it.
Okay, so when they start their turn is when we shall do that. Saba, my dear, you are along the outskirt edges of the bubble of darkness that is over there. You cannot see into it, but you can distinctly hear hisses and grunts and Shadar's voice taunting these poor bastards who are inside.
So even with dark vision, I cannot see into the darkness.
You cannot see into that darkness, no.
All right, I am going to move Hunter's Mark then to Lizard Folk 1 as my bonus action.
Okay. Alrighty. That is a hit. I see a dead lizard folk coming up. Nope, not dead. He's not dead yet. He's happy and dead.
Actually, I think I might be getting...
I don't think you are.
As Prime, as you see suddenly two black-fletched arrows sprout from the back of the lizard folk as he falls face first in the water and is swept down along the current.
Thanks, Sava.
I will move up along the water's edge, but not into it.
Because Sava is allergic to bath time.
Goblin.
I know. All right, so this one steps out from inside the ruins and is standing under the tree that the raven is currently in and throws a spear down at Prime. Mrs. Prime, but to the northwest of you, Prime, a javelin suddenly appears in the water. Shadar.
Holy shit.
As an action, I'm going to pull off another 24-foot ladder.
Okay.
Cut it off my cloak, and then I'm going to let it lean across the little island there. It'll reach, right, to the cliffs?
Yep. I will allow it. Yes. Barely. It touches the cliffs. It doesn't go to the top, but it does touch them.
All right. Does it look like something I can just walk kind of up? It's not too steep for me or anything crazy?
No, it's not too crazy, but it will require a skill check to go across.
Well, I'm going to use my hands as well, so that I can be extra balanced.
Okay, then I'll give you advantage on said skill check. Your choice of athletics or acrobatics. And of course, you're doing this all in the darkness, so nobody can see the absolute silliness of the warlock crawling across a magical ladder to the side of the island. At which point, he's able to scrabble up it with no issue.
I will then pick my ladder up and pull it with me if I can.
You're able to pick it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be able to pull it up onto the island, but you do pick it up enough that it's right here in front of you, so you can pull it up the rest of the way next round.
All right, and then once I get across, I'm going to see if I can't figure out what my raven's hearing. Do I understand the language?
Let me see.
Let's see. That would be good.
No, you do not.
All right.
All right, the lizard folk over here, he steps out and goes underneath the tree to the edge as well. And he will target Martin. Since the first one didn't see Martin there. Oh, he throws a javelin. It hits Martin.
Ouch.
Ow. This lizard folk is now going to attack Prime with all the fury a lizard folk can muster with a heavy club and a spike shield.
Before he does, I need to do the damage.
Do what damage?
Spirit Guardians.
Oh, yep, Spirit Garden. Yep. So please go ahead and do that. Blah, he dies.
Woot.
So now it's Martin's turn.
That was unpleasant. Let's see, what's that? 10. Is there enough space to jump across the islands to...
Yep, there is 10 foot of space in between the islands. So if you were to say, for example, since you can climb relatively easily, you could climb this 10 foot up and then run and jump across any of those 10 foot spaces.
Make it.
Because I think you're strong enough, aren't you?
Yeah,
You got a 14 strength. Yeah, so you could make it the 10 foot with no issue. So is that where you ultimately want to end up? Is like kind of like on the edge of that one?
Well, if I go by the wall that's just south of where I was at, would I have advantage or disadvantage attacking that guy, or would it be okay?
You'd be okay.
All right, I'll go across to there then.
All right, so you scrabble up the side of the rock, and then you jump across, and you land next to the wall,
This is one of those.
which is
thriller
right behind
movie
Lizard Folk
scenes.
number 10.
Yep.
And then I want to return the favor and poke back.
Poke him. Poke him. There's a hit.
Kill it. not.
He yelps and hisses at you in some language.
And again, that should have been a +1 for the sword. It's not coded right yet.
Yep. So at that other point, go ahead and make another attack if you wish, or not.
Yeah, I'll just do a single attack and disengage in case I need to run away.
Aha, okay. So, from around the other side of the ruins, a funky-looking lizard folk comes around, and his claws are painted, his chest is painted, and he's got some very interesting looks to him. And he targets you, Martin, and he summons a whip made of a vine with thorns on it. Oh! And critically hits you.
Ruh-roh.
And drags you to him, where he then attempts to bite you. And misses. Fargrim!
Who has the second ladder? I didn't even answer.
Shadar had it, but he's over in the big bubble of darkness, so...
I mean, we had 2 ladders.
They had,
That's what I
the first ladder? Nobody actually grabbed it and brought it with them.
Oh. I'm going to dash right on there.
Alright, so you wade and get yourself over there in
Rumble.
between the rocks and such.
At least
So
I'm
that-
safe from the current.
Yes, so you're safe from the current at least. So it's deep. I mean, it's throat deep on you right now. It's pretty good. No, I'll say armpits. It's about armpits deep right there. So you're nice and stable and strong right there. You're not being swept away because the current's not hitting you hard. But you're pretty damn deep.
Grumble, grumble, beard wet, grumble.
Meanwhile, the lizard folk in the darkness continue fighting the illusory sounds of Shadar talking and taunting them. And last but not least, a very large lizard folk. You can't tell if it's male or female. Steps over next to the side of Martin and decides to first attempt to hit you with its trident.
Is that not a solid wall next to me?
That is not a fully solid wall. That one, as I said before, the edges of the walls petered down to about knee height. Misses you with its first attack, and then tries to hit you with his second attack. Which is a critical hit. This is not going to be fun. And skewers you on the end of its trident, lifting you up, and then just lobbing you into the center of the ruins.
Wah, 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 wah.
Prime, you from your position just saw the flailing body of Martin get lifted up, carried over a wall, and thrown down into the ruins where you can no longer see it.
Go
So
get
at this
him.
point, Prime is fairly angry now because he just saw one of his friends get completely brutalized by some random creatures. So move to there, and from that spot that I'm at now, can I see that lizard?
You cannot see the Lizard King / Queen because you can't tell whether it's male or female, but you can see the shaman. And you can see number 10 and number 2. And your circle for your spirit guardians is what? 10 feet?
15.
15? Okay.
Okay, so I'm a bit away. What can I see over there? Because I still can't see those two in the circle, right?
You can't see the ones in the darkness circle, but you can see lizard folk 2 and 10, and you can just make out the shaman. And yeah, you can just make out the king or queen. So I would say the king and the shaman both have soft cover for you, whereas 10 and 2 are wide open.
So I will bonus action move Hunter's Mark to Lizard Folk 2.
Okay.
And take a couple shots at him.
There's a hit. Fargrim, from below you, you see a sudden shaft of death come flying out of nowhere, strikes the lizard folk directly above you in the face, and it falls forward into the little bit of water in between the rock and where it's standing.
So you just see a thumbs up from behind the rocks.
Random thumb comes up. Yeah!
Now, I'm going to shoot at this one, but I won't have a bonus action to actually apply Hunter's Mark.
Okay. That is also a hit.
So he gets back 5.
That's all right. It exceeded his hit points by 9. So he's dead.
Still dead. Okay, cool.
Yep. So once again, Prime Fargrim, you see another one of the shafts suddenly just appear in the face of the next one, and it pitches forward and off into the river.
Okay.
I go full Tusken Raider with my mace above my head.
I don't have 35.
You got what? I'm sorry.
I don't
Okay,
have
fine.
35, so.
There you go. Another thumbs up. It's like Terminator Judgment Day, where the Terminator just lifts his thumb up out of the molten metal.
Except from the
Shadar.
back.
I'm going to move to there, and then I'm going to move my ladder and set it across the gap.
Okay. You're going to crawl across the gap, I'm assuming?
Yep.
This fucking ladder is
Alright.
MVP.
Once again, give me your choice of a acrobatics or athletics, and you can have advantage since you're crawling. Gosh darn it! Why won't somebody fail one of those?
And then do I have anything left over as far as my actions? That was
No.
Did that
I
count?
would say you're pretty spent on
Alright.
hauling your ladder and moving it around.
Alright. I'm gonna leave the globe of darkness with those two guys, and then the minor illusion still taunting them right in the middle between them.
You ain't very bright.
And then I'm gonna take this my raven, and I'm gonna have it whenever one of these moves, or it's gonna follow the lizard queen or queen, whoever it attacks next, and it's gonna try to give it disadvantage.
Gotcha. Not a problem. Martin, give me a death save, please.
Can I use advantage on this?
You can use a point of inspiration to gain
Inspiration.
advantage on this. Yes. One success. Did you see what you dropped? You dropped the 1.
Yes, I know.
Whew.
Why didn't you use an inspiration to stop you from dying?
Alright, so the shaman, recognizing what Prime is and is doing, moves. Thankfully, the king is out of the way as well. And he comes over, and the raven can see this, so Shadar, you understand. It bends down and pulls out a little stone dagger and holds it to Martin's throat. Fargrim, it is your turn.
Well, I'm gonna try to scramble up the fucking edge.
Give
Because I
me
don't see
an
what goes on.
athletics check at disadvantage. It is slimy and wet right there. You make no progress, but nothing bad happens to you. It's not like you climbed up a little bit and then fell back in the river. It's just you tried to grab a hold of it, and it is really flippin' wet.
Can I use the dash to try again?
I will say yes, at a disadvantage again.
That shit. I just roll again.
Yep, just roll it one more time.
12.
Okay, so you are able to pull your body up out of the water. Kind of brace one foot against the rock that you're standing next to, plus the one in front of you. That's about as far as you get.
Okay.
Okay, but that's progress.
So you're basically in the same position, just about 5 feet above where you were before.
At least I'm not in the water.
Exactly. Alright, so the lizard folk over here, the two of them, continue fighting the illusory Shadar. This last one, since he is just outside the range, he is coming over. He, too, is going to hold his trident to Martin, who is laying on the ground, bleeding. And he calls out to Prime/Fargrim. Shadar, you can hear it through your Raven, because he's calling out in common. Stay your weapons! We will kill the human! Prime.
Since I don't know of any human in our party,
Martin.
Well, as far as you're concerned, Martin is human.
I'm human as well.
Yep, and Shadar is human.
and I know parents are watching Saint. Shut up.
Your parents are watching Saint?
Sing.
Oh, Sing. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'll go to there because that's about as far as I can go, and I'll just kind of wait it out.
Alright, Sava, what would you like to do, my dear?
Well, tell me, one, did I hear that?
Why don't you give me a perception? We'll see if you heard that. That would be probably the best way of me being able to say yes or no. Yes, you did.
So
Between the tree and the ruins and everything else that's going on right now, you can't see either one of those two in order to get a clean shot.
Whew. All right, well, I guess I'm swimming then. I'm not very happy about it because I'm so little. However, I do ignore difficult terrain.
I say you rush across the
That's because, okay, you can ignore difficult terrain as in there's like a thorn bush in your way, not a river.
Can I throw myself across the river and skip like a rock?
All right. Let's see if I can make it that far then.
Okay, so you start swimming. Since that's the end of your move right there, we are going to have you give me an athletics check for this swimming. Please roll low. No, roll high. Aww.
How about kind of middle of the road?
Middle of the road. Well, it's still not high enough for the DC. So, you feel like the current is going to catch you. I actually have an initiative number that the current works on, so you are definitely light. The current has definitely caught you. You will have to do something again next round.
All right. Guess I got nothing else, so.
Mm-hmm.
You could dash.
Well, the nice thing is your head is above water. So, Shadar, sir. You can definitely see the fact that if anybody basically advances at this point, they could easily kill Martin.
So I can see clearly into the ruins from this position.
From that position, no. The corner, the northeast corner, is tall. It's like 10 feet tall, and it peters down to about shin height, knee height, to the west of Prime. So that's what you're working with.
All right. Can they see me? The lizard?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Puppet on the lizard folk shaman and have it sprint right into the river, straight north.
Puppet, huh?
I put it in the chat.
Yeah, I got it right here. Okay, your gesture forces one humanoid you can see within range to make a Constitution saving throw. Well, you can't see him unless you're looking through your Raven. So,
Yep.
Okay, so you're looking through the Raven. Target must move up to its speed in a direction you choose. In addition, you can cause the target to drop whatever it's holding. This spell has no effect on a humanoid that is immune to being charmed. Okay, so your gesture forces a humanoid you can see within range to make a Constitution saving throw. So force saving throw.
Can I use my inspiration on it? Give it disadvantage or something?
Okay, what you do, and yes, you can do that. What you want to do, though, is instead of clicking advantage for yourself, click disadvantage before you force the saving throw. That way, it has a disadvantage on the saving throw.
Alright, so click disadvantage, target. And I'm going to have it drop whatever you said it was holding.
Yep, it's holding a knife.
Oh, thanks, Dooner. That's awesome.
It succeeded.
Okay, did it do the advantage or disadvantage? Because I only seen one die roll. And it still has me tabbed as disadvantage. Like it didn't take
Yeah, okay, so yeah, roll it one more time. I will take the lower of the two.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Okay, so that time it was a fail. So pick a direction, cardinal direction.
It is going to go north.
Okay.
And I'm going to have it move its full movement, so sprint if possible.
So Fargan just sees this
So this random shaman just goes running off and jumps in the water.
All you hear is
basically.
What is the...
What?
I'm going to use the Raven to look at the king. What is his...
What's his action?
Is he watching this? Like, yeah, is he looking like, what the hell just happened?
Well, he picks up what would be an eyebrow. You know, if it had hair or anything like that, it would be an eyebrow. Quirks an eyebrow at the shaman as he goes tear-ass north, and then he thrusts his spear down into Martin. Martin, please knock off one failed death save.
I'm going to have the bird... Remember, the bird was going to give him disadvantage if he attacks anybody.
Yeah, well, Martin doesn't need to have any sort of attack roll or anything like that. It's literally the king thing had his spear or his trident on Martin's body and just shoved it in.
No.
So the Raven is still going to remain doing its thing if something happens.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess the Raven's going to move over there and try to give him disadvantage, whether or not he can or not.
Okay. So I'll actually park him on the wall. Yep, right over there somewhere. So that way we know what's going on there. Martin, one more death save, please, sir.
I'll go ahead and use my final point of advantage. Or inspiration, rather.
Use up that inspiration. Woohoo! You succeed.
So is that 2 successes, 2 failures at this point?
He has 2 successes and 1 failure at this point. All right, so the shaman looks at the water for a moment as he snaps to, like, what the hell am I doing in the water? Kind of thing. And he can see that Fargrim is climbing up. He sees that Sava is going to start floating downstream any second now. He cannot see Prime. And he sort of can see the top of Shadar's head up and over everything at the moment.
Can we kind of get like a confused glance?
Yeah, he's got a confused glance on his face, but he can see Fargrim pretty flat out straight. Like, okay, he's going to do something. So,
I'm not moving.
No, not yet. But he is, however, going to Thorn Whip you. He will gain advantage because of your precarious position. And the whip cracks against the wall right next to your head, Fargrim. It misses you. And, well, you've been around enough spellcasters that utilize spells like this. You know exactly what it was that it just cast at you.
Can I do him a bird flip off?
You want to let go of the wall to do so?
No, a beard flip off, like my beard.
Beard flip off, like, yeah, what's up, yo. And then it comes over to land over here on the other side.
Make a run just with your shield.
Yeah. Can I try to climb up again? God damn.
All right.
Has it at least become a little bit drier at this point now that I'm higher up?
Well, you just have to make another athletics check to get yourself up over the top.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, you're up there. You're in that first 5-foot square, right there at the top.
I have 20 feet left.
So you do have 20 feet left.
Could you confirm the moon? Or am I where I am? I'm confused.
You are right there at the moment. Okay, now there's a tree literally touching you to the south. The middle of the 2 squares, right below you, is a tree. In front of there's a little bit of a wall. Yep, you can walk around the wall if you wish.
I'm going to go there.
Okay, you go there.
Then I will lay on hands Martin for 20 hit points.
Woohoo!
All right.
Oh, yeah, I'm just going to click it.
Yep.
Bloop.
Just go ahead and click it.
Bloop.
Yay, Martin's alive. He doesn't have to make any more saving throws.
Yet.
There's a bonus action to help him up. Or is that an action?
That would be, at the moment, that would be an action, because Martin would need to kind of come to himself and be able to stand up.
Then I'll just stare at the queen. Or king.
Whatever it is. It's androgynous at this point. Meanwhile, the lizard folk are having a raged battle inside the sphere of darkness.
Are they not hitting each other at all?
No, they're not hitting each other. They're hissing and swinging and doing all sorts of... Good Lord, that was a huge cheer. Thank you very much. Scared the living shit out of me, too. The cheer sound was this, like, thunderous, like, bling.
Oh, yeah.
And it came out of fucking nowhere at me, and I'm like, what the hell?
He took the top cheer away from me.
You did.
Who did?
Do we have a sheer battle coming in?
No, not right now.
Anyway, all right, so the king, seeing that Martin is laying on the ground, here, let me put prone on him.
Yeah.
Prone. All right, first attack is going to be his trident on Martin.
Yeah, of course.
It's disadvantage, right, from thingy?
Yes. Wait a minute. It shouldn't be disadvantage. It should be advantage because it is a ranged attack, not a... Or it's a melee attack, not a ranged attack because he's stabbing with it.
Yeah, but he has disadvantage from the raven.
Bird, raven.
Straight.
Oh, yep, but the raven. You're correct. Okay, so we'll take that one as a miss. So, Now, it stops trying to stab Martin, and now it's going to attempt to skewer Fargrim at disadvantage, because it is at disadvantage for the Raven still. Oh! It holds its spear, its trident, with 2 hands, and tries to stab into the dwarf, and the Raven comes down and kind of thing right past its face, and it's like, what the fuck? Prime, it is your turn.
So that's still difficult terrain, right? To that point.
Yep, that is difficult terrain right there.
And then so when I go like 1 square to the left, it starts going to normal terrain. Normal terrain at that point.
Yep, that's your normal terrain. Yep.
Okay.
So that's 10 feet right there so far. All right, that makes it 20 feet.
So that should be 30, right?
That's 35. 30 feet. You're right. That's right.
Okay. And then that wall between myself and the Lizard King, is that too high for me to try to hit him? Or?
Too high. Yes, that's too high for you to hit him. If you moved over 1 square to the left or right, you could attack through that space. But that centerpiece, unfortunately, no.
Okay.
If you have magic, you could use that.
I'm in melee range, so magic isn't my best on that.
Jeez.
I love
Music.
hearing Sig in the background.
Oh my
That's
God,
awesome.
music.
It makes him do a save, so disadvantage doesn't matter.
What was that? Sorry, I missed what you said.
I said if you did Sacred Flame or
Can't
something that
imagine
gives
how
him
we
a
can hear
save,
Anything
then
or all
the
that
distance
music.
doesn't really matter.
Jesus.
Yeah, anything that's a save base, you don't have to worry about distance so much.
Okay. You know what? Because it feels neglected, I'm going to toll the dead.
Toll the dead. Bong. Bang
Troll
that
the
gong.
dead.
He failed. He's not wounded. He's wounded now.
Now
And
it is, because we don't know if it's a boy or a girl.
It's pissed.
So, about the current and all.
Okay, so the current has only washed you down 15 feet.
All right. Well, I'm going to try going this way and grabbing onto the wall.
Okay, so give me your athletics check to gobbly paddle your way in there.
At least she's safe from the current.
Maybe.
Not with a
Maybe
roll
not.
like that.
I mean, I was when I was in there.
You're
Can
also
wait,
bigger
wait,
than she
wait,
is.
Wait, can I
Yeah.
use my inspiration to re-roll that?
Yes. Fucking inspiration. Fuck you,
Hey,
Mike.
it's your rules.
Damn it.
Well, that keeps
slightly
your head
better.
above water. Keeps your head above water and gives you there 5 feet.
Can I loan her a point of inspiration?
You can always spend a point of inspiration on her.
Well, I'm not rolling right now, so
I mean, if you wanted, I can burn my inspiration points. You can have another re-roll that one again.
so I moved 5 feet. Do I have any move for climbing this cliffside?
Okay, so far you've moved a total of 10 feet
Okay,
because your
10
5
feet.
feet is equal to 10. So, yes, you'll have to make another athletics check, this time at disadvantage because it is slippery rock.
All right, so I'll burn my last inspiration to make it even.
Awesome.
You did say athletics, right?
Uh-huh.
Crap. Splash?
Do you want to re-roll that one?
Bloosh.
I would take a re-roll, but I haven't been doing that well.
I use my inspiration to give her a re-roll.
To be fair, we're wasting the inspiration.
I know. All right, so that will get you up the rock with no issue. You're like, aha! Ding, 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 ding.
Thank
Little
you, thank you,
goblin.
thank you.
Maybe I should use my hands.
Right.
Hey, stop climbing with my earlobes and start utilizing my hands. The gods help me.
Presumably climbing, though, is part of my action.
That is your action, yes.
So I got nothing left.
You're spent, little miss inspiration hog.
Thank you.
Not as bad as Susie and as the XP hog that she's been doing. I'll move you in a moment, Shadar. I'm taking a swig of coffee. I should start making an Irish coffee when I play with you people.
I had that 2 days ago.
I mean, why not just drink it all the time instead of regular coffee?
Because when you drink by yourself in a dark room in front of a computer while talking to people online, you're called an alcoholic.
I don't see the problem with that statement.
Okay, so where do you want him to... Well, nope, never mind. He succeeded in his saving throw.
And I
Can
can't.
I
And it
give
wouldn't
him
have mattered
disadvantage?
anyway.
Oh,
Actually, Shadar, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. When you cast it on him, you intrinsically know he would have been unaffected by that spell.
Okay,
It meets the requirements to not be affected.
that's not good. All right. I will have the Raven keep doing its thing.
Okay. And the Raven will continue doing its thing. Martin, you are alive! You're on the ground at the moment, but you're alive.
All right, I will go ahead and use half my movement to stand up, I guess. And,
you're welcome. Now let's kill this thing.
alrighty then. Let's go pokey pokey on the lizard ruler.
Go pokey pokey.
And, why was it rolling with advantage there?
I don't know why that happened. Honestly, I have no idea.
Either way, it was a miss, so... I guess I will end my turn.
Okay. And Prime, no.
Okay.
Alright, so it is the Shaman's turn. You can go ahead and roll your damage on... Or not Shaman. The, Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's the king/queen that's in my circle.
Yes. So, alright, so... The Shaman is not happy with what is going on, and he is jumping back in the water and tearing like a bat out of hell to get back over towards you.
Oh, the son of a bitch can swim too, bastard.
Oh,
You think?
yes, he can swim. He
I'm
can
surprised you got the
swim.
other two guys to join him, though.
He doesn't see. All he sees is a big black blob over there. Farmer,
Right.
sure.
Taunting by slamming the shields together before I smash his face in with the spike one.
Okay, so you taunt him, you slam your shields together, and you're like, brah! And he's like, brah! And the two of you just kind of like scare each other.
And then they chest bump.
Mm-mm.
Yes, they do.
Nice.
And then we'll do the second swing. He's basically bitch slapping bastard around. With his
Just
own people's
shielding the hell
shield,
out of him.
mind you.
Yeah, so you're just beating on him with shields and such, and he's just like standing there like, Rawr! All you've done is making him angry. These two morons continue fighting the shadows in the darkness.
Yeah, that was a good move, that
It's
darkness.
gonna be the best use of darkness I've seen in a while.
Yeah, no kidding.
And minor illusion. All right, now go ahead and roll the damage on the Lizard King/Queen. I am the Lizard King. All right, he is not a happy camper. All right, he's been getting bitch slapped by ghosts. He's got flipping, nasty little ravens dive bombing him and pooping on his nose, and dwarves hitting him with dinner plates and strange, weird shit going on all around him. So he pretty much understands that the dwarf who is in heavy armor, he's not going to be able to really affect.
Morning.
However, the squishy bit that is standing next to the dwarf, he can affect. Well, it's a disadvantage. So that first one would have been a miss anyway we go at it. All right, now for a second attack. So, and now he is actually going to... Oh, I'm saying stuff. So, this point, Fargrim, Martin, and Prime will get op attacks.
Oh, you sweetie mouth.
Get him,
Ooh, Martin gets one. Now, I just want to point out that if a rogue on his turn has not been able to utilize the sneak attack, and as a reaction or bonus or some other such thing, the idea is still met for the sneak attack conditions, you can utilize it on a reaction as well.
Okay.
The question is, did he have advantage when the king passed?
The creature was within 5 feet of an ally because it passed between Martin and Prime, and as it leaves the threatened area, it was leaving Prime's threatened as well.
Oh, so I thought you did only when advantage he has a sneak attack or whatever.
No, he's
just not.
I utilize awareness, not advantage. I utilize
of
awareness, but
walls,
thus far everything has fallen within that category.
But I'm gonna leave it be.
Because Eraser has been watching me for 2 years.
Give that 4 back, and I'll just do a sneak attack on him.
Yep. So give me a second here, and I'll give him back his 4. Go for it. Damn.
Nice.
And then he dives in the water over there.
Deep enough.
Yes, it is deep enough. So Prime comes down to the water's edge.
Gonna rush at him. And because he did hurt things on my friend, I'm going to do inflict wounds.
Ooh.
Touch his bum.
Uh-oh, bum toucher.
Ooh.
You have touched his bum.
I think I touched a little more than that.
To be fair, now all I see in my head is a lizard king / queen butt floating in the water with a metal handprint on its butt.
Charred his tail off. Sava, you got up here with all of that vim and vigor, and now there's no enemies up here.
Well, there's not, but this is still the best landmass for going across, and I think we still want to go that way. Do I think I can squeeze by along this corner?
Yes, easily.
All right, so I think from here I can see this one.
All right, so yes, and you also see a number of ghosty things all swirling around in the air at the moment.
Yeah, but I didn't step in.
You can step in, it's not going to hurt you.
Hey, there's still ghosty things. That's kind of scary and creepy.
And they're not ghosty things. The spectral forms actually appear angelic because I'm good or neutral.
They probably look evil to me. I mean, I'm a goblin.
And Prime, you did just slap somebody in the ass and inflict wounds on them. You made their tail fall off. You necrotized their tail.
And it'll make a great stew later.
It looks like I missed twice.
Horrendously. Those ghosty images that are next to you, they're really freaking you the fuck out.
Apparently.
I'm gonna shoot him with my lasers.
Awesome.
Pew pew, motherfucker.
He's a fire and a laser.
There's a hit.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna have the bird fuck with him.
Okay. Caw, motherfucker!
I didn't mean to do that right on him, but you get the point.
Yeah, he's hovering and squawking and everything else above his head.
I love it. Do it, do it.
Martin, what would you like to do? Are you still AFK?
I think he is.
I think he is as well. So we will hold off on Mr. Martin for a few moments, since he is AFK. All right, do the damage on them.
I think it went better for us than you expected.
Maybe just a little better.
Uh-oh. They just don't take Johan out.
Oh, hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Yep. Target the lizard folk shaman and deal his damage. It is the beginning of his turn. Hey, he lived!
Whoa.
Alright, what is he going to do? Okay, so. The lizard folk.
Should think he'd beat a hasty retreat at this point.
Makes an obscured area right there. And then, bloop, under the water.
What manner of obscurity?
It's a fog cloud.
I'll go to the edge there,
Okay.
because that's the edge of the front one, and I'm gonna. How translucent is the water? Like, can I see the bottom, kind of thing?
If the water was still, you could. So,
Would I see, for example, if someone was swimming under it or in it?
Possibly with an investigation or a perception. Investigation will be your action. A perception is a freebie, but it's a higher DC.
Yeah, I'll do the perception because I'm better at it. Simply. Bit. I'm gonna use an inspiration to re-roll that because fuck that shit.
Nice.
All right, you go ahead and keep using that.
Yeah.
All right, so perception-wise, you do indeed see him.
Oh, where is he? Where is he?
Swimming right over there.
Let him go.
If I stood there, would I fall off?
You have the opportunity of falling off.
I simply want to use my shin whip to try to catch the son of a bitch.
He would be out of your range, even though it's only 10 feet. As the crow flies at the moment for you two, you're actually 10 feet up as well. So,
can I just jump down in the water then?
Oh, this is bad.
Please jump in the water.
Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea.
Sploosh.
Oh my god. Don't
Into
do
the
this.
water goes Fargrim.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna shin whip the motherfucker.
Alright. Well, you're doing it at disadvantage. You're going to do this at disadvantage.
I'll roll again, then pick the lower.
Yep. You still hit him.
Yes.
Yep. You shoot your chain out, wrap it around his face, and just break his neck as you try to yank him back towards you.
Yeah, that's my turn. I feel bad for those two.
Yeah,
These
how
two
long
are
will they
going to be
stuck in
giving
the
up
dark?
here in a minute. Yeah, the ones who are stuck in the dark. These two are going to give up in a minute, let me tell you. They're like, fuck this, we're leaving.
Well, do I know that there's still those two in that patch of darkness that we can't see through?
No, you don't know that they're there.
Well, then I will just stop the concentration on my spirit guardians because I don't need it anymore.
Yoink.
Then I'm gonna go head over and check on Martin.
Alrighty.
How you doing,
Seems
good buddy?
He seems to be stuck in a loading animation at the moment. He's got the spinny ball in front of him. So,
Yeah.
since it is Prime's turn at the end, are we going to just allow the other two to escape and just leave, or you guys gonna go over there and like kill them and stuff?
I don't know.
I mean,
they're
I don't
there,
even know they're
so
there.
I wouldn't give them any more attention.
I would imagine once the combat stopped over here with the queen, I'm gonna probably stop thinking of over there, and I'll just quit concentrating on the spell.
Okay. Because that means those two will just be like, well, fuck this shit, and they're just gonna swim away.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, they just buy Felicia out.
Yeah, I swore if I put that sound right in between them, they would beat each other to death in the dark.
They are stupid, but they're not that stupid. And they were hissing and, yelling and barking and everything at each other and at your imaginariness over there. So I'm going to take everybody out of initiative.
I'm just going.
And before I move Shadar or do anything else, we are going to take a short break.
Okay, short break, people.
For potty time, etc., etc. And we will be back after that short break. Let's say we'll be back at 3:30, so half past the hour, wherever you may be.
Okay.
Is that right? And then
Yep, we're back,
And
and
we're
it looks
down one.
like
Yep,
we
I know.
lost a
I
racer.
was having a little conversation with the racer on the side.
10-4.
Now, of anything in this world, all I have to say is this. As gamers, and male gamers specifically, Zell, you're kind of excluded from this. As male gamers, if the woman who controls your sex life, whomever that may be, says it's time to stop gaming so we can go do X, Y, and Z, you will always listen to her.
Horse shit.
Yeah, that's not true.
I don't listen to Susie because she's a gamer, so that automatically disqualifies her as holding that power over me. However, the Eraser's wife is not a gamer, so therefore he must listen. By the way, speaking of which, Maz, are there congratulations in order yet?
Not yet. It's in planning though.
It is in planning. Okay, because I know that you had mentioned something about it, so I was wondering.
No, I have.
Someone's planning the big
I
step.
have purchased a ring for engagement, but I have not engaged yet.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So
I'm not going to say
I will
congratulations.
keep myself quiet so that way, the lady, just in case she runs across a YouTube video or some such thing, does not hear you admitting this to everybody online before she gets to find out.
Yeah, she's not a gamer either, so.
I won't say congratulations yet.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know.
Excellent. That'll be freaking fantastic.
Needs more.
I'm sorry, your life is about to end. Enjoy the freedom while it lasts.
Enjoy the sex while it lasts. After you're married, it stops.
Knowing you, Gio, that's bullshit.
I'm kind of the leader of the pack here.
Sure.
I just see the death stare from Mass's woman in the background. I don't even need to see her. I feel it.
You feel it.
It has no effect.
No, after a time, you're right. It doesn't. That's when you go, you know what? Her death stares no longer have any effect on me. It's time to marry this girl.
Yep. If you want to hold things back, just stop buying dinner and you'll change your mind.
Well, after you're married, you don't have to buy dinner anymore because you go, I bought groceries on the way home. What you making me?
Exactly.
Get me a sandwich.
Good luck with that.
I was like, Zella was being really quiet throughout this entire banter of guys. She's just being silent, and I'm like, now that's getting scary. All right.
Hell hath no fury as a woman scorned.
That is true. All right, so I'm going to delete Martin off the board. Yoink. All right, so he's off the board. He's still in the combat tracker, but he's off the board because I have discovered that taking him off the combat tracker eliminates the XP boost, and I don't ever keep notes on what the XP boost is for everybody. So, for example, I think, Shadar, you have an XP boost that I need to go back through and look at to make sure.
For future reference, so far, X-Race has the exact same XP boost as me.
Yes. So, all right, so we are done. Zerbius is like, we just celebrated 19 years and still have sex quite often. I guess that's true because Susie and I are about ready to celebrate 19 years next month. And we are still pretty active and after each other. So,
is this useful knowledge?
I'm talking to my chat and you guys at the same time because
just wait till it's the big 20, then shit gets real.
Hey, if you make it to 20, then you're home free. You don't have anything else to worry about.
That's when you start looking into getting a second wife.
Exactly, or third. My brother does it all the time. He goes out and buys a whole new mail order bride. So anyway, that's a story for a different time.
Wow, TMI.
He loves those Filipino mail order brides.
After dark sessions.
So, all right. What would you guys like to do? Shadar, you will come across the water.
And then
Fargrim, you're currently out in the water. You don't need to make any more skill checks because
I'm just dragging the shaman back because I know what Shadar likes to do with corpses.
he's gonna touch it in inappropriate places.
Good dwarf. Yeah,
Careful,
I'm going to touch.
I'm not afraid of using the whip. Hi, pumpkin.
I'm going to first ask the group if there's anything in specific.
New phone, who dis?
One person.
Pumpkin needs to go into a different room. All right. Kicked him out. So, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Matt? I was taking out our sneaky spy.
I was saying before I use my abilities, I'm going to ask the group if there's anything specific they want asked.
Yeah, I wouldn't have anything to ask them. Can I be looking around while this is going on? See if I can recover any arrows? I mean, most of them are probably in the water, but I did miss a lot.
You did miss a lot. Roll me a 4-sided die. That's how many you'll be able to retrieve.
Sweet.
Nice.
Maybe one question would be: are they working for, you know who?
Right. All right. So I'm going to ask the shaman who told them to ambush us, and then I'm going to ask the king/queen if it's a male or female.
Okay. It is a king, not a queen. So it is male.
Okay.
And the
Apparently
shaman
that was
says
important for
that
some
they
reason.
park themselves here and rob from people who come through. They're basically just brigands.
All right. And then after that, I'm going to search and see if they have any cool loot.
Oh, good call.
Alrighty. Searching the bodies.
Oh, ask the king where the hidden stash is.
Okay. He tells you to fuck off.
You should.
I can only ask one question for these two. I could go ask the other ones.
So didn't you just ask the shaman that?
I asked the shaman basically if somebody told them to ambush us, and he answered that he just ambushes people, anyone who goes across his path.
But you didn't do anything to the king.
Oh, I wanted to specify whether it was a king or a queen because it had both in its name.
So it is indeed a king.
I used it as kind of like a joke.
Yes. Do you identify as male or female?
Sir.
I identify as Doritos Locos Taco.
Wow, the music.
But anyway, so searching the bodies, you will find upon the king's person, you will find a crude-looking key.
Ooh.
I like it. Do I see anything nearby that would require a key? Like a box or a trunk?
You do not.
And by key, he means key.
All right, I'm going to walk over to one of the other dead lizard corpses and ask it what this key goes to.
A lock.
I will ask another one. Which lock does this key go to?
The locked one.
Oh, we're not.
That's really what he answers?
Yes.
Yeah,
they don't have to answer. They do not have to answer truthfully, and
they do.
They don't have to be helpful.
They do have to answer truthfully.
Okay, well, technically it is the truth.
They just don't.
It may not be what you want, but
It's the key that goes to a lock, and that lock is locked because you have the key in your hand.
Just ask the king then where the lock, the key that goes
Can't
to
ask
him.
the key.
You can only ask each creature once. Okay, so the one who says that it's a locked lock, he's actually going to say it's in the ruins.
Okay, yeah, because the answer is provided by the dead creature spirit to the best of its knowledge and is translated into a language of my choice.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go to where he indicated, or go look into the ruins and see if I can't find it.
Okay, so you know it's in the ruins. That's all you know. So you have a big whopping of, 25 by 15, so 375 square feet to look through.
Hey guys, there's a locked chest in these ruins. Mind come helping me look for him?
I'd come
I'll
help.
help and look for something locked.
Or I could ask the second one that was a smartass where in the ruins the chest is hidden.
He does not know.
All right. Do we roll something?
Yes, you can choose. You can roll perception or you can roll investigation. Over by Sava, Fargrim, you will understand that over there is some loose bricks upon the ground. Well, they were loose until Prime just stepped on all of them.
Well, we'll go there and pick them up. Or move them.
And over here, you will discover that loose bricks cover a hole in which there is a chest.
Well, hello.
Hello there.
Excuse me.
Wait. There were bite marks on the carriage from back there. Did they match the teeth of the lizard folk?
That would be a nature check.
Totally mushroom shit.
Ooh,
Oh shit.
nice.
Wow. They are not the same.
Eh.
However, they are similar.
I'm going to open
Similar.
the chest.
Okay, so you spring open the chest.
Here comes the nuke.
And in the party sheet, you will see what is in the chest.
Ooh.
What is the brooch of shielding? I forgot I didn't click on it.
So I think it's being decided that I need the slippers of spider climbing because I can't climb for shit.
And honestly, Prime wearing a pair of bunny slippers,
I was just going there. That's
that's
too
awesome.
funny.
That's just too awesome.
Bunny slippers.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to eyeball those slippers. Because that would
No, I'm good.
all the softies out of combat.
Well, that's up to you guys.
If I have any votes, I'm saying the Wand of Magic Missile should go to Fargrim so he has some range.
Sounds
I would
good.
like to roll on the slippers if we come down to it.
You can
Also
have
realize
them.
we have over 2,000 gold pieces. In loose exchange.
Apparently, these lizard folk have been very productive.
Does the
Waylaying
wand
people
match
here.
the hole that was in the carriage?
No.
Strange.
What's going on with this carriage situation?
And we found a carriage in last session where it was merchants. It was written. It had a hidden compartment which was like a sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of some
There was an
sort.
outline of a sword in it.
It was
But
very
The
old,
sword
though.
wasn't gone. Yeah, but the sword wasn't gone. And I would not say no to one of magic missiles because any form of range would be quite handy. Because my ranged attacks usually suck. Magic missile is a guaranteed hit.
Fargrim has gone from the idea of being Ghost Rider to being dual-wielding shields with a wand of magic missiles.
Hey, it saved my ass plenty of times using my shield, okay?
Yeah, I think he should have the Wand of Magic Missiles as well.
All right. How do we resolve this? Do we roll something?
That's up to you guys. If you wish to roll off, you can roll off. If you all wish to give Fargrim the Wand of Magic Missiles, all he has to do is grab the shield next to Wand of Magic Missiles and drag it onto his character sheet in the inventory.
Yoink.
Yoink!
I would roll on the brooch of shielding.
Okay. People who want to roll off, you guys can roll off utilizing a percentile die.
All right. I don't want the brooch of shielding.
You can have it, Sava.
Sweet.
All right. Let's roll.
Okay, so I guess whoever wants to roll on the Slippers of Spider Climbing, go for it. Prime got a 42.
Prime has a good point.
Shade
You can
gets
just
a
make it
44.
laugh.
That's fine. I lost. Shadar can have it.
I assume we just put the gems and gold in Sava's bag of holding for now.
Okay, so I'll wait until the Slippers of Spider Climbing are out, and then we will put the rest of it in the bag of holding.
Do I want to know how much gold is in the bag of holding right now?
Well, I think he was splitting it up.
Yeah, I have been splitting it, but...
I have gems and stuff, though.
Okay, so...
Yeah, so maybe take the
I
gems
will-
and then we split the gold and blah, 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 blah.
Should I be grabbing the gems into the
Yeah,
bag
go
of
ahead
holding
and
then?
grab the gems and throw those in your bag. And technically, she's also grabbing the gold and dumping that in the bag too, but I'm splitting it up amongst the PCs.
Jesus Christ.
There's a little bit of cashola for you, which, of course, all the rest of my players in my other games are like, screw you, Jeff, you're giving them treasure.
Well,
I don't give out treasure.
having an idea where we're going, we're probably not going to keep it for long.
I don't know what you're talking about. Not a clue.
That's why it pays to have the Chronicles of the Raven Queen.
I suppose so.
That's what we should ask every time we kill a boss. Where's your loot?
Up your ass.
Brooch of shield.
It has to be truthful. I mean, to be fair, if they think Shader's ass is their treasure, I mean...
Where's your treasure? Not here.
Nope, they answer to the best of their knowledge. And it has to be true.
I mean, that's what I said. If they think your ass is their treasure, we're screwed.
Well, maybe I'll locate my
You-
own.
You got yourself a pretty booty hole there. I'd like a piece of it.
So, I would like a perception from the Raven. Ooh.
Were the things that were in that bottom right island not supposed to be seen, Geo?
There is nothing on that bottom right island.
Okay, I guess I'm just seeing things.
You are. Anyway, so the Raven doesn't see but does perceive that you are not alone.
Well, that's interesting.
Call it a blessing from the Raven Queen, if you wish.
So,
Hey guys, something is weird over here. I think there's some kind of creature or something. My Raven thinks that there's something around.
Farley just walks out and looks at the corpses like, I know you have fetishes for corpses, but come on. They're dead.
so Sava didn't appreciate swimming very much. She's just going to go down to the edge and kind of look. trying to decide if she wants to, do it again or not.
Well, right in here amongst these islands, it's not too bad.
And hopefully this time, if need be, I can actually carry you across and we'll get pulled into combat. I won't have to drop you off somewhere.
Sweet. So if I think he's making for the water, I'll go too. Up on his shoulder.
All right.
I'm going up the hill to see if I can't get a better advantage and try to figure out what the Raven's doing. I'm gonna have the Raven go on top of this tree and scout.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to see if Shadar sees anything before I go for a swim.
Good idea.
Go ahead and move your Raven to wherever you would like him to be.
I would like him to be at the top of this tree.
The tree that he's in. Okay. I gotta zoom in a little bit further. Alrighty.
Do you want a perception from me and the Raven?
Yeah, why don't I get a perception?
That one's me.
Okay.
That one's the Raven.
Okay. In this area, you see foam that is moving against the current.
Oh, that's weird.
Hey guys, I think the weird thing's over here. There seems to be a big area that is strange. I'm gonna have the Raven fly over it and try to look in there and see if they can't see what's causing foam.
Okay. The Raven flies over and doesn't see anything other than the foam, and it is going against the current. You can't see what is making it or any other such thing.
I'm going to use my helmet of thought detection and see if I can detect thinking.
All right. Let me see what we shall see, shall we? You do indeed detect thought. It's alien.
Nano.
All right. I'm going to try to project psychic thought to it and say, "What you doing?" I get a fart noise in reply.
Yes.
Lovely.
You get a lot of fart noises in reply.
Oh, am I detecting multiple alien thoughts?
Well, initially you didn't, but then the chorus of is a reply enough, and it's not coming from your detect thoughts.
Do you see anything up there?
Yeah, there's something on the other side of this cliff. I'm just not sure what. I'm going to pick up a stick or a rock or something and throw it over there on the other side, kind of by the shore, to like make a splash sound, like something stepping in the water. Not on my side, on the far side.
Okay. You see that the foam all moves. Let me move your Raven out of my way since it's right in the dead center of my circle. The foam moves that way.
What is that foam?
It's foam. It looks like sea foam going against the current.
What?
Well, I have an idea, but I don't think PETA's going to like it.
You're going to club a baby
If
seal.
you're going to attack it, don't, because if it's now something, it hasn't done anything. I don't really want to piss off something else.
Well, everybody ready your weapons.
Okay. Well, let's see here.
See what's in the foam.
Prime doesn't sense this. The Raven doesn't sense this. Fargrim does. He's close enough to the edge. Shadar, now that you've stepped towards the edge, you can as well. The foam is moving a little bit towards the cliff that you guys are coming to the edge of, and you can smell it. It's pretty gross. I mean, it's like Nobbler disgusting.
Is it as bad as the disgusting water in the temple where we fought the Grum?
Yes, it is pretty damn gross. It's like, ugh.
Blah, blah.
Does everybody have their weapons ready?
Sure, but
I don't.
I have my
I have
shield
a
on my
shield
left
out.
arm. I have a
thank you
mace
for
in
the
my left
follow.
hand.
Sure, I would ready an arrow, but I don't know what I'm shooting at.
All right. When I think everybody looks readied, I'm going to pull a patch off of my nice little cloak, and it is going to be a horse. And I'm going to throw it into the water.
Okay. All right, so you throw the horse into the water. You throw the patch, like you rip it off and you throw it out as it's beginning to transform into a horse.
He does
And it
not
flies
hit
out
me
and it goes and
either.
lands in the water.
Jesus, what did we just do?
I want it to hit right around where that 15 is.
Okay. So it does, which is that. And then you'll see that the foam moves over, away from it. So in other words, like the hole where the horse landed, which is that inner circle of 10 feet, and now the foam is like going around the outside of that. It stays within the water.
Does the horse look pissed?
The horse, well, you just threw a horse in water. What do you expect?
Off a cliff.
Does the horse look like Sarah Jessica Parker?
Yes, it does. And she goes and climbs out the water on the other side. As the horse goes trompsing through the water, the foam separates to get out of its way.
That is quite strange.
When in doubt, YOLO.
Don't you fuck.
Alright, so Farger moves to the edge. Prime, you jump in the water.
I see the.
I am going to
biggest
tell
Kool-Aid
you what
splash.
you see. Actually, I will show you what you see, but you don't understand what they are.
Now I am legit curious.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay. Okay.
Alright. And they
Yep.
swim away from you. Everything swims away from you.
It tickles when they swim away.
I'd be,
It would tickle if you could feel anything through your skin.
They don't seem to be harmful. They're just swimming away from me.
What are they?
leave them be then.
And as you move around and such, they just keep swimming away from you. You're
There's
scaring
some
the hell
type
out of
of-
them. There's little
There's some
bubbles
type of
flying out and everything
tentacle
else.
Fishy thingy.
Be nice to whatever it is. Come on.
I am being nice. I'm just trying to see if they're still gonna stay nice and happy as I walk around, or if they're
You're
gonna
a
try
giant
to.
ass
But
robot.
Well, they didn't seem to eat the horse. That's meat.
they're like tentacled swimmy things. That's all I know about them.
Can I like do a divine sense? Like see if I sense any good, evil.
You may.
I'll do that.
I'm going to jump in and swim across. See if I can't get a peek at him.
Okay, give me a second.
I'm gonna walk up and motion Sava to hop down, and I'll carry her across the water this time.
Jump.
Actually,
Okay.
I don't.
I could do that.
I don't smell good, but or sense it. Okay. Guys, I think we're fine. I don't sense any evil at all. In fact, it's good. Very, very good, in fact.
I bring Sava to the dry land on the other side so she doesn't get swept away by the current again.
Thank you.
Do these things seem to be intelligent in any way?
Well, they're responding to people moving through the water.
I'll
Are
move
they,
down
like,
carefully and
responding,
move
like-
very slowly to the shore.
Are they responding in
Not
a
to
communicative
disturb.
fashion?
Not really. It's people swim towards them or move past them or walk past them. They swim away, go in opposite directions. I will now share the picture with everyone since everybody's gone through the water.
I fucking had a feeling. I love it. Damn flumps. I love it.
A flump.
Do you recognize these creatures?
Out of character, I do. Sorry.
Do we recognize them in character?
No, this is the first time any of you have ever seen anything of the sort.
Can I reach out with like a little bit of my ration, like see if they take it?
Okay, so you reach out. You're really close to one, so you reach out with
I'm
a
not
ration
trying
and
to
stuff.
touch it, just holding it out.
I know. And a tentacle comes up out of the water and grabs a hold of it. And it pulls on the food, but basically it succeeds in pulling itself onto your hand. Which freaks it the fuck out. And it goes and it flies up out of the water. And it floats. Along with his 5 buddies just fly up out of the water and they float there, making their noises.
Okay, it's all right. I'm not here to harm you.
If
That's
I
strange.
gave it some thought, might I have ever heard of something like this in my travels?
I will allow everybody to make an Arcana check. It's going to be relatively difficult, though.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
3.
anything.
Sava? No. Fargrim? No.
I'm going to use a luck point on it.
Ooh. Prime? No. Shadar. The only thing... You've heard of a number of creatures that have tentacles. They could be illithids. They could be aboleth. They could be... just about anything that has a tentacle to it. Vargul. But as far as a flump goes, you've never heard of what a flump is.
And me reading their thoughts is not giving me any clues.
Their minds are so alien that you have zero idea what is going on there.
Well then,
Can I try saying mentally that I offer it food?
Well, I mean, it's pretty much it's a mental aspect of giving something. I mean, just like you have that conscious thought and hand out the food, it understands that, but it freaked out because it touched you.
Oh, can I take off my chain glove then and do it again?
Okay, so you hold out another piece of food.
I'll walk a little bit, over there. So
Okay. All right, so you hold out some food, and one of them floats down towards you.
do they have an
Reaches out.
intelligence over 3?
Yes.
You don't know that.
Fergus is just legit curious because he has never seen anything like it.
It reaches
He
out
doesn't
one of
feel
these
it, it's really weird.
tendrils. Yeah, it reaches out one of these tendrils and it touches the food with its tendril and kind of fingers it like it's trying to grab it without like reaching around and grabbing it.
Let it go.
Yeah,
Eventually, it does grab it and tries to pull it away from you.
yeah I'm not gripping it or anything.
Okay, so yeah, it takes it away and it goes floating back.
I'm gonna
Well, not evil.
take care of my horse a little bit.
Okay, I will throw a token out for your horse. Or actually, I'll throw a horse out.
tell my horse I didn't really mean it.
What kind of horse is it?
A riding one.
It was a riding horse? Okay.
So I think I'd like to look around a little bit and see what else is over here. You know,
All right.
kind of trying to make sure nothing's going to stab us in the back while we play with the fishies.
Okay. The only thing that happens to be out at the moment is the riding horse, who has trotted up onto the other side.
Okay.
And is currently grazing over there. Fargrim, as Shadar leaves the water, the flumps start coming towards you. They fly in and around and everything. They're just like all suddenly always they're just all surrounding you.
Okay. It's not gonna stress out or anything. He has a good feeling in his gut. I still don't understand what the fuck they're trying to say, though, but these things are strange. I don't understand if you're trying to talk to me, or if you can talk.
My little boy just walked by. He went.
Is there any way to possibly find out if there's some way to understand their language? Or
All right, can you say that again? It's very loud at your home, so.
Is there any way that I could try to figure out a way to understand their language, or no?
You could just talk to them. Okay, so you go, and they respond and start surrounding you.
I'm just trying to see how a metallic face does that sound.
It's kind of funny. And meanwhile, the other two that are around Fargrim are going.
I do a confused shrug and
then you hear from this direction, you hear a loud.
Okay.
Like, all right, imagine the sound. Imagine the sound of the walkers, the tripods from War of the Worlds.
Jesus Christ, that's loud. Okay. I did not expect that. How does the other ones react to that?
They seem to be very happy about that. They're like, ooh, and they start.
Yet another confused shrug and fucking no.
Chat's like, a queef? What?
I'm going to have the Raven inspect.
Now, about your Raven. Would your Raven understand if it was in dire peril?
I don't know. It's a spirit sent by the Raven Queen that takes the form of a raven. So I don't really know how to interpret spirit in D&D terms.
I will say it does understand if it's in dire peril. It starts flying over and decides to turn around and come back of its own accord.
Did it see anything?
No. It perceived something that it frightened it, and it turned around and came back.
Okay.
Does Raven just nope the fuck out of there?
Yes, it just noped the fuck out of there.
I'm all about reading the signs from the birds. If they're even flying away from it, I think I'd go away as well.
But Shadar's raven's not really a bird. You understand that much, Saba. It's not natural.
Uh-huh.
Then you hear the sound again.
Okay, I know we're in trouble.
Okay, and they still happy.
And I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
I
they
would
are.
run.
Matter of fact, they start moving a little bit that direction. Not really fast or anything like that. They're kind of staying around you guys, but they are moving that way a little bit. Just a touch.
Come back, new friend.
I mean, I am kind of curious about the noise.
Oh, you're so gonna die.
Shadar, you can make me a perception check. Oh, jeez. Everybody wants me doing the sounds in chat. They're like...
Why is that making me laugh?
Because it's funny.
You want me to roll a what?
Perception.
All right, and I also said something in chat.
Okay. And what you had whispered me, unfortunately, doesn't work for some reason.
Do I intrinsically know why that didn't work?
Your spell worked, as in you cast it.
I just didn't
However, the effect didn't ever happen, as if it had been cast into an area that was devoid of magic.
Can I do a divine sense again, just in more like now, since it came from this direction. And it's within 60 feet this time.
I'm going to tell the group, hey, magic doesn't work over there for some reason.
And as he says that, you see a large tentacle. It's like the size of like an anaconda. Big and purple, round and everything. Just kind of arc up over that island from its north side, all drenched and wet, and come down, followed by a number of other tentacles. And then you see this floating above the island.
That's a big one.
Prime decides it's time to nope the fuck out.
I got nothing evil from that direction either, right?
You got nothing from that direction at all. As in, you know that your sense is going off because you can sense the little ones nearby you. But just like Shadar had tried to cast a spell and his raven tried to go that direction, and everything seems to stop before it hits that island.
Weird.
I'd say now's a good time to leave, guys.
Why are you so worried? They're not evil.
I mean, the little ones might not be, but you don't know what the big one wants, and you don't know what is on that island, because apparently the entire island is devoid of magic.
I just think loudly for some reason, like, wave one tentacle, big guy, if you're good.
You see a bunch of tentacles waving.
From the big one?
Yeah.
Boy, if I were a bad guy, I'd sure be waving my tentacles.
On its own or
right,
just naturally, is what I mean. It's probably a better question.
You don't really know. Coincidence, possibly?
Stop wiggling your tentacles if you're good.
So
at this point, it keeps making that weird sound, that big echoey whatever sound, which, by the way, incidentally, is my alarm on my phone.
I mean, I kind of want to know what the hell they are, but I can't talk to them. So, couldn't you understand most languages, Jedar?
I know a few, but this one I don't. And they don't seem to be telepathic, well, at least that I can understand.
If I had a 3rd level spell slot, I could do something to probably understand them, but I don't. Because I have the tongues spell, so I can do it to myself, and I can understand any spoken language. But I don't have a 3rd level spell slot at the moment.
Can you even access 3rd level spells?
Yeah, I have 3rd level spells. That's what Spirit Guardians is.
Yeah.
So the big one doesn't seem to be doing much of anything, other than calling to the little ones, which little ones are coming over to it and such.
So that's probably Mama.
Do we want to kill this thing?
No.
Murder hobos! Murder hobos!
No.
In fact, if you do, I will stop you.
I think we should just leave at the moment.
That's kind of where I'm leaning, but you guys keep hanging out with these weird farty noise things.
I mean, I said I wanted to knock the fuck out.
Constantly.
Yeah, I'm totally with being out. Peace out.
I'm going to
I
send the
can't
Raven
talk to it, so, yeah.
over the things, so not like within its area. I'll get it as close as it can. I want it to circle the whole island and see if there's something this thing is guarding or something. Of
Okay.
that.
Okay, I understand that one. Okay, all right. The Raven remains on your shoulder and looks at you, and you get the sense that it's looking at you going, yo, what the fuck? No. You get that sense. That is what it's... Your Raven, you have sent your Raven in to die places, and it has gone happily with no issues whatsoever. It does not want to go anywhere close to that island. It is terrified of that island.
That is really strange.
Let me just try one thing before we leave. Yeah. I'm going to try to climb up on that edge.
Okay.
See what happens.
So you start coming across the water. You'll get to here before the big one moves.
Okay.
Now that's just a really cool animation of it just kind of floating across. I love it. You get over there towards the edge of it, and these big, giant, purpley tentacles reach down into the water around you, and it grabs you.
Like just to lift me up, or like completely like restraining way?
Well, you're restrained. That is definite. You are restrained. Unless you wish to fight back.
Do you need some help over there?
The question is it squeezing to try to kill me?
Well, it is lifting you up. There's no mouth under it.
All right,
the mouth is
Martin,
over the top of it.
I'm on it.
So, but it does lift you up and fly back amongst its babies.
So
I mean, the smaller ones.
turns out Martin is curious as hell about that thing. That's a quote.
Mm-hmm.
Funny thing is, my actual name is Martin.
It seems we've lost our dwarf.
Kind of worried look at this point, but you know.
Now.
Bye, Fargrim. It's been nice knowing you.
He thinks it's his baby.
So
Funny thing is, it
now
won't be
has you.
happy if it actually tries to eat me. It will not be happy.
It's going to feed you to its babies. Durr.
Hey, do you see any loot over there?
I see a lot of farting things.
And it just kind of floats around the outside. And Fargrim, it touches your mind. You can feel it reach out and touch your mind.
Uh-oh.
And in angelic,
touching
spiritual female voice.
Oh, now you know you're in trouble.
Well, it's not so much a voice. It's more of a feeling than a voice. You understand that it's pleased that you didn't attack any of her children.
Okay.
Just hear a soft, angelic voice. I'm going to eat you. Yay!
I haven't eaten dwarf in so long. I wonder what you're going to taste like.
Very bitter and grumpy.
But it's more feelings. These are impressions that are coming through to you. They're not words. They're just impressions that she is pleased. You understand it's a she somehow. You just know that this is a she. And these
Obviously,
are her
it's a
babies.
she.
And she's
Mama
happy
Flumph and all of
that
the little
you
baby
and your
Flumps.
friends have not attacked her babies. She's very happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
You say that out loud. You don't attack, whatever you do. She's so far.
Attack? Okay, let me cast a spell at it.
Don't, you idiot. Oh.
Now, Fargrim may be saying, "Don't you idiot," and that kind of stuff out loud. What comes out of his mouth is, "Please, friends, no. Keep yourselves at a safe distance." And he sounds so pleasantly happy about it.
Oh, he's getting digested right now.
Yeah, he's gone. That's not our Fargrim. He's far too happy.
Let's
Are
go.
they touching his bum?
No, they're not touching his bum. They could be touching his bum. You don't know.
No.
Has he been anally probed?
Yeah.
Fargrim doesn't believe he's been anally probed, but come on, they're flumps. We all know that he was anally probed by the flumps.
I'm gonna go over to the other two over here, Salva and Prime.
I just like I'm not paying any attention to any of this.
What is like the big one actually doing? Is she just circling or what?
Yes, she's just floating around in circles. Her little ones are kind of floating around in a smaller circle around you. And the little ones are touching you with their tentacles. She occasionally touches you with one of her tentacles.
Probably feels like she's gonna squash me.
No, it's more like
It's
a
their digestion
mother.
ritual.
No, well, here we go. It's more like mom with a bunch of her kids at the pet store, all petting the puppy.
That's the idea I had.
So
I'm gonna ask Sava and Prime if they want to do something about that, or if we're just going to abandon Fargrim as a new little.
He looks safe enough. We'll let him have his fun.
Fargrim will
Getting
be
the
down
from
the
the
road
inside.
whenever you're ready.
Yeah, we're gonna go get a little camp set up, Fargrim. So whenever you feel like you can get away, just come meet us down the road.
Yep.
And then we ride off into the sunset.
Knowing knowing that I heard myself saying what I did not actually want to say. It's just a nod.
No. You heard yourself say what you said. What you said. Yeah.
I just say, okay. Question mark. I'm kind of confused at the moment. Did the insight give me anything?
Insight gave you nothing other than they're good. And basically the idea that, once again, it's mommy with her children at the pet store petting a puppy.
Okay.
She's just looking over to make sure that they're not too rough with the puppy.
Okay. After a while, I'm just going to say that I have to go. I have to get rid of the enchantress from this place. And I kind of need to go to my friends. And I try to leave.
She sounds impressed that she doesn't get to hang out and play with a good person and do all sorts of wonderful things. So, Fargrim, find your character sheet.
You can bring your friends along for dinner if you like. We have plenty.
On your character sheet, Fargrim, you are
God.
going to be noticing something has changed.
Okay.
You have a terrible rash all over.
There you go. It's changed on your character sheet now.
Where are we talking?
Hey, you find it. And then she and her farting children will disappear. They just kind of go off into the north.
Okay. I walk over to my friends with a really confused look on my face.
Well, they've left.
Is there anything on this island? Or they were literally just hanging out?
She apparently was coming this direction, and the babies were floating up the river. So I'm just leaving everybody on this map for a moment while we talk about camping and stuff like that. So, but you are honestly on your own. You see it?
I see. Ah, okay. A small but funny change.
Yep, little change, just a little change.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
I love it. Eraser's gone out to eat with his wife, and he's still sitting in the Twitch chat.
Yes, he is.
I just get over with a really confused look on my face. It's probably going to be the strangest encounter I've ever had in my life.
So you jump down off the island into the water and walk across the top of it.
Yep. Wait, what?
Yes. You jump down off the little cliff thing and walk across the top of the water to the shore and go after everybody else.
Guys, I found
As soon
Jesus.
as after like a few feet, I realized I walked on top of the water.
Yep.
I gotta go back and put my foot on the water. What?
Okay. You put your foot on the water and it's water.
You know, I mean, can I still walk on it?
Okay, so you walk out like a few feet kind of thing, kind of do a tap dance out there for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Tap dance on top of the water for a few seconds. You're like, huh, I can dance on the water. Isn't this cool?
I just look up at Shader like, I call out for the guys like, oi!
Actually, they're not there anymore. I mean, you do see the trail of black smoke, so you could follow that in order to find them.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Well, ideally, our fire is not like a beacon.
And,
There's no fire lit yet.
and we're trailing black smoke.
Oh, okay.
You guys don't see any black smoke.
But I see black smoke.
You see black smoke.
To where my friends went?
You know that your companions went in that direction.
So I'll go in that
You see
direction.
black smoke and sparkles.
I believe.
Like sparks. Like little sparkly sparks in the air.
Shit. We're gonna get pixies or something
Okay.
shitty now.
I'll
Great.
follow whatever. Well, I follow the horse tracks for one.
Nope, the horse tracks. You don't see any horse tracks. You see sparkles.
I follow that while talking out loud. Guys?
Alright, so meanwhile, the rest of the group, you found a wonderful place to camp. Matter of fact, Saba, make me a survival check. We'll see how good of a camp it is.
Kind of mediocre.
It's not ideal, but it's good enough. So, after some time, you'll hear your dwarf friend walking down where you've come from, and he's talking to himself, Go ahead, Hell. You go ahead and say whatever Fargrim is saying, talking to himself.
No, it's not talking to himself. It's more like yelling out for you guys.
We're over here.
Oh, you decided to join us.
That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life, or experienced for that matter.
Was it like a hentai movie?
No, it was more like they treated me like their puppy.
Everybody roll me a perception check except for Fargrim.
Dice on fire tonight.
Yeah, they are. Prime.
You guys and your proficiency in perception, I don't even need that shit.
Continue playing amongst yourselves.
I begin to rest.
By the way, the strangest thing ever. Do I still see the sparks in the smoke?
Yes. Yes, you do. I'll whisper you where you see it from.
Okay.
Hey, Fargrim, have your eyes always been blue? I forget.
I beg your pardon?
Your eyes, have they always been blue?
My eyes aren't blue, they're brown, dark brown.
Sure as hell look blue to me.
I would like
You
to
have a mirror.
inspect his eyes.
Also,
You
why
want what?
is
His
your...
eyes?
I would like to inspect them.
They
Oh.
look like his irises have turned into sapphires.
Huh.
Also, why is your horse sparking and Raven smoking?
I look at my horse and I look at the raven. Are they doing those things?
They are not doing those things.
I look at Fargrim and I go, "Are you okay?"
I feel fine. I also walked on water before. Is there any like small stream nearby?
No. Sava didn't find that good of a spot.
I would like to use my helm of telepathy again and see if I can detect if Fargrim is still Fargrim.
You cannot detect Fargrim, as in he has a wall around his mind.
Do
You
see
can
any
detect everybody
other-
else's thoughts just fine, but you can't detect his.
Do I see
Do
any
I-
other like smokes, sparks? Sorry, Mass, I interrupted you.
No, it's fine. I'm just investigating you because now I'm suspicious that you might not be Fargrim. And I will say as much to the group. I can't detect his thoughts. He's
Really?
on.
You've been
I
detecting my
think-
thoughts? How rude.
See, I told you it
already know
wasn't
that. I know
yeah.
you think
Right.
I'm rude.
My thoughts have just consisted of oil and puppies.
And how about this? Prime, what did I say? What did I say to you about Shadar? I think I said that Shadar was an evil asshole, right?
I believe it was along those lines, yeah.
There you go.
Should I warp what Far says and just say, and I thought Shadar was a fluffy puppy? No, I'm not going to do that.
You should.
A single tear comes out of my eye. And then
The greatest
I
insult
move-
ever.
I move away from you. Like, I just don't look at you no more.
Aww, you hurt his feelings. Fargrim, you have this strange compulsion that you need to make it better.
Uh-oh.
Really, or are you just fucking with me?
No, I'm being serious. You have this sudden, overwhelming compassion for his feelings.
I look extremely confused at first. In fact, very confused. I'm sorry.
I'll just need some time.
That
That was a low blow. I always thought you were my favorite dwarf.
Oh, the knife
Sorry.
twists!
Oh.
Are we setting you up for a long rest or a short rest?
What time is it?
That's up to you.
Yeah, what time is it?
Late afternoon. But that was a lot of swimming and other such stuff. Most of you are pretty tired.
Do I see
Those of
like
you who can be tired, anyway.
Do I see like any sparks or smoke or anything else from anywhere around besides the horse and the raven?
Nope, just the horse and the raven. The horse is sparking. It has like a nimbus of sparks all around it. Every time it moves, it throws off more. Every time the raven flutters on Shad's shoulder, Shadar's shoulder, it just kicks off more dark black inky smoke.
I'll pull out my chain whip and look at it.
Okay, you look at your
Is
chain
that
whip.
also sparking?
No, but it looks pretty gruesome and disgusting. It's bits of flesh and stuff hanging off it.
Yeah, I'll wash that off.
It looks, okay, so you start washing it. It doesn't seem to want to come off.
I'm going to use mold earth and make a soft spot for my bed.
Okay. So I'm going to say that you guys are taking a long rest here?
Yep.
Since,
That's
okay.
Well, presumably we're not right on the bank of the river.
No, I'm just utilizing this map for the moment. So, all right. So this is how it looks. This is a scene as we start fading off into a long rest, which will also be the end of the game session. Shadar uses mold earth and makes a nice soft spot. He kind of tears up some of the turf and makes a nice soft spot for himself. Fargrim is frantically. At first, he's just cleaning his chain whip. You've seen him clean his chain whip and oil it and everything before, but this time he cleans it, looks at it, goes back to cleaning it, looks at it, and he does this for hours. And by the time hours have passed on him cleaning it, he looks like he's crazy about trying to scrub it. Fargrim, as far as you're concerned, the gore that is all over that chain whip just won't come off. It will not come off.
I wouldn't say I'm looking crazy. I'm more like looking pissed off.
So, but you look like a crazy person at this point, trying to clean this chain whip that will not be cleaned.
I mean, to be fair, after a few hours and it still isn't clean, I would look at every other piece of gear I have.
Some of them are kind of bloody, which you do clean off relatively well, but this chain whip specifically is vexing you. It's not coming clean. It's covered in gore and disgustingness and hair and scales and frog flesh and all sorts of stuff. It is just covered in it.
Can I do an insight check on myself?
Not really. You can't really insight yourself.
I mean, because this is way different than I normally do.
The riding horse is hanging out, just being a riding horse. The raven is hanging out with Shadar and doing what ravens do, basically just pruning and cleaning itself. Prime and Sava and Martin, who I know can hear me right now, even though he's not on the table. The three of you are watching some very strange things happen to some of your companions around you. And I'll give you a long rest, and we will end the game session.
A small change, huh?
Okay, guys. So, we'll see you later.